Anytime you come to the Pacific Northwest, you never know what kind of weather you're going to get. This weekend, it's going to be fantastic. Blue skies here today. It's going to get warmer throughout the weekend, but we are underway with the Continental Tire Grand Prix of Portland. Hello, race fans. My name is Rob Howden. An action-packed afternoon for you here right now. We've already qualified USF Juniors and USF2000. USF Pro 2000 will be next up to qualify for their two races. We're going to go right out of that into the first two races of the weekend. Triple header for both USF Juniors and USF 2000. Those drivers will be rolling out here right after qualifying because the championships, as we know, are on the line. Front row for both of those categories, the drivers that are in the championship fight. So the races this afternoon are going to be absolutely fantastic. Again, the track looks good. IndyCar and Indy Next have now been on the racetrack as well. So when qualifying comes here for USF Pro 2000, they're going to have to deal with increased grip. We are here at the season finale. It's time to wrap things up, and it's time for USF Pro 2000 to put a cap on the qualifying to set the grid for race number one.
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
And they handle extremes?
Yep. Tested from the Texas desert to near the Arctic Circle.
Really?
Really.
Anything for the guy who finds that one pothole?
Yeah. Road hazard coverage has your back.
For real?
Absolutely.
Were they made by, like, a bajillion engineers?
Well, closer to 100. Continental. Welcome to the smart choice in tires.
Well, the USF Pro Championship started the day early with practice for USF Juniors, USF 2000, USF Pro 2000. Rolled right into the qualifying sessions for both the Juniors and the 2000 cars. We'll cap off qualifying right now. 3 straight sessions for you here. USF Pro 2000 drivers on the racetrack now for their qualifying session to set the grid for race number one. That will not be until tomorrow. After this, we'll follow up with the first 2 of 8 races on the weekend. USF Juniors and USF 2000 will follow this qualifying session for the USF Pro 2000 category. And as we know, no championship to talk about here at USF Pro 2000 as Max Garcia has been the dominant factor all year long. For the second straight year thus far, he has run every race lap. When the USF 2000 championship last year did not miss a lap, he took every checkered flag, and has done so in 2025 as well. I'll tell you this, 15 of the 16 finishes for Max Garcia, the Pabst Racing driver, all inside the top 5. Only 4 of those not on the podium, and all those were 4th place finishes. His worst finish was 9th after getting taken out in the most recent race in Toronto. Went to the tail of the field 17th, drove his way back up into the top 10. So Garcia looking forward to taking that scholarship worth almost $600,000 into the Indy Next Series in 2026. But he's looking to see if he can cap things off here with a couple of wins to break that record currently held by Kyle Kirkwood for most wins in the season. We'll find out what happens with that tomorrow. They'll race once tomorrow, once on Sunday after IndyCar. So 2 races this afternoon, 4 tomorrow and 2 after IndyCar on Sunday, as these drivers getting set to get out here. Max Garcia already showed the speed he has. He was quickest in practice this morning. He'll look to try to continue that on, just pile up the points. Now, while we don't have a battle for the championship, Max having already locked that in the opening round in Toronto a couple of weeks ago, we do have a fierce fight for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Right now, just 25 points separate Ariel Elkin in 2nd from TJ Speed Motorsports and Jacob Douglas in 5th. Douglas for Pabst Racing. He has 290 points. Alessandro DeTullio from Turn 3 Motorsports, 302. Matt Clark just 3 points behind Ariel Elkin and Clark for Exclusive Autosport. This is going to be a battle to see who ends up in the right position. We cap things off again for the season. A couple of races before we head to the championship celebration, which will take place on Monday evening. This is going to be interesting for sure, as we know. Lots of excitement going on in the category. I will give an opportunity to give a shout out to Jacob Douglas, brand new sponsor coming on board this year. Ness Campbell Crane and Rigging on board, all part of the Fleet Cost and Care program. Some great partners on with Jacob Douglas here for Pabst Racing to end the 2025 season. Looking to see if Jacob can come back in the USF Pro 2000 category next year. The young driver to New Zealand, super impressive. A winner at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. If you think if Garcia, Elkin, Clark, Petulio all make the move up to the the Indy Next program, we know Max Taylor's moving up. Nicholas Monteiro already there this weekend. It's going to be a battle between guys like Jacob Douglas and Michael Costello and Frankie Mossman potentially. Joey Brienza all moving up as the second-year drivers advance next, opening the door for the next drivers to come in here to make the action happen. We'll see how it plays out. Early running here in qualifying right now. Michael Costello on top. Matt Clark now goes to P1, but very early on. 30-minute window for a 20-minute qualifying session. Those of you tuning into the USF Pro Championship YouTube channel, we say hello to you. This broadcast will roll right on through. Right after qualifying here, well, if we go green to checker, we'll have a bit of a break before we head on out with the USF Juniors race. Driver introductions for USF Juniors set to go at 4:45 Pacific time. We'll go right from the podium. We'll wrap that race up, head to the podium, celebrate the race winners for USF Juniors. Straight up back up here to the tower to get a chance to do the driver introduction for USF2000. So back-to-back races for Juniors and 2000. Both of those championships up for grabs. We're not going to see a title clinched in the USF Juniors category. It's just too close between Leonardo Scorpioni and Liam Loiacono right now. But there's an opportunity for Jack Jeffers to lock down the championship in race number 1 for USF 2000, although his closest rival, now I think 50 points back, is Thomas Schrag. He put it on the pole, so a bonus point for him. Jeffers qualifying in second, so he'll be on the outside of the front row. Another great shot we've seen here, this run through turn number 1. You see that there's the curbing there that the drivers don't really use. They come right around that curbing now, right over top of it, unsettles the cars. They try to straight line it to turn number 1. Here's the shot out of 3, 4. Big sweeping run over to turn number 5. 5 back to 6. 6 the left-hander. 6 they'll sweep back around. Turn number 7, 8, kick 9 all the way down the back straightaway. It's great to be up here in the Pacific Northwest. The USF Pro Championships made our debut here back in 2018. This particular category, USF Pro 2000, then known as Pro Mazda. Race winners included David Malukas and Oliver Askew. Just past the 6-minute mark into the session. Max Taylor on top. Max Garcia second. Frankie Mossman in third. Jacob Douglas fourth. Matt Clark in fifth. Sixth spot, Alessandro D'Atulio. Seventh, Ariel Elkin. Eighth, Michael Costello. Ninth, Tyke Durst. 10th, Joey Brienza. Miles Bromley making his debut here this weekend. So shout out to everybody back in Australia tuning in to watch Miles. He's been toiling in the trenches, if you will, this year so far. Ran the fall combine last year in October with TJ Speed. They weren't able to put together the budget they needed to run this year, so Miles spent the year here working with TJ Speed, learning that race car. And I had a chance to actually interview him for one of our broadcast segments in Toronto, and it was funny to talk to one of his other guys on the team, and they said with Miles jumping in the car, they're going to lose one of their best mechanics. They were pretty bummed because I guess Miles is fantastic on the wrenches and does a great job working on those cars, and instead they'll want to get behind the wheel. So hopefully a precursor of things to come. Hopefully, although even he's a great wrench, we'd rather see Miles Bromley in that 26 in the seat on the grid racing with us in 2026. He moves up to 14th. 109.4, so just 1.1 back, 1.2 back. Lap 5, Matt Clark, the Canadian for Exclusive Autosport. Move him to P1 here in the Corpay Clubine Motorsports Exclusive Autosport machine. Clark in the number 90 to P1, third place in the points right now. It's been a great season for Matt Clark as well. Hasn't got that race win he's been looking for, but the amount of podiums he's been logging has been fantastic. 10 podiums in 16 races. Only 2 finishes outside the top 10, and those were both at NOLA Motorsports Park. An incident with another driver took him off the racetrack with damage. Fire extinguisher went off of the car while he was driving. Horrible luck there, and that took him out as well. So he was kind of behind the 8 ball early after a couple of good finishes. A second at the second race in St. Petersburg, and then a third in the opening race at NOLA. The pace was all there, just the issues that took him out. Then he went on a run after that. Essentially, I want to say 6 podiums over 7 races. He just was knocking him out. In fact, 8 podiums in 10 races through to the second race of Toronto, where he was involved in an incident. Driver Max Taylor diving in deep at the end of the straightaway, turn 3, tried to go to the inside. Clark with no way to get back up the track as Taylor went straight off and lightly into the tires at the end of the straightaway. Mac was just on the outside and couldn't get back in at the back up, and fell to the tail of the field and worked his way back up to 10th. 2 races for these drivers here this weekend, which means they'll get 3 sets of brand new Continental tires for use through qualifying and the 2 races. So 3 sets of tires for 3 sessions. Would not be surprised to see a couple of drivers come into pit lane here, potentially put on fresh rubber. And yeah, indeed, it looks like we've got Ariel Elkin, Sebastian Manson, and George Garce in right now. So a couple of the TJ Speed cars also comes in. The Pabst cars are in as well. All 3 Pabst cars. Douglas, Garcia, and Costello into pit lane. So indeed, you're going to see tire changes here. Not surprising if we indeed go 20 minutes straight with no need for a yellow. So many drivers coming in. There's Max Taylor coming in. There's Miles Bromley as well. Frankie Mossman coming in. So indeed, this is the time to do it, somewhere through the middle of the session. Get 9 good laps. Could take a couple of minutes to get the tires changed. Only 3 drivers over the wall, 1 on the quick jack, 1 on each tire. They'll do the fronts first, then the rears. Number 10 of George Garcia back into pit lane and back out again. He's got fresh rubber on. Miles Bromley's in as well. 1.4 seconds separate the entire field. Max Garcia rolls back out. Matt Clark, fastest driver on the track so far, 108.0366. He's P1 for race 1, provisionally P2 for race 2. Second fastest lap of this session, provisionally sets the grid for race number 2. But if you go faster in race 1 than that second fastest qualifying time, you can use that, replace that, and potentially move up the order. Ariel Elkin rolling back out. Let's see whether or not Matt Clark does make the run to the pits. When we saw the camera shot of them all coming, there he is right there, yeah. So Clark, 1 lap later, coming into pit lane. P1 right now, 107.878. Again, Clark in a battle with Ariel Elkin, DeTulio, and Douglas for second in the championship battle. There's 25 points separate Elkin back to Douglas. It is a fight for sure with 66 points up for grabs. 2 races, 33 points each, 30 points to win. 1 point for pole, 1 point for fastest lap of the race, 1 point for most laps led. Fresh sticker Continentals for Frankie Mossman. He'll roll out as well. Watch these drivers rocket down the back straightaway into turn number 10, the 10-11-12 combo. Left-hand turn 12, left-hand turn 10, right-hand 11 and 12. You carry a lot of speed through there. Get it back down to the apex at 12 on that throttle. Miles Bromley out as well now. There's Jacob Douglas. Remember Douglas with that new sponsor here this weekend. We'll talk more about that throughout the weekend. Carson Etter back out as well. Had a fluke bolt failure on the right rear in practice. Hopefully he'll get a clean session in here now. Carson Etter currently sitting in the 12th spot, a 109.1, 1.3 off his teammate Matt Clark. Seven and a half minutes remaining in the session. USF Juniors drivers now over on the pre-grid. I'm sure getting themselves buckled in right now, ready to go. Championship fight set up between Leonardo Scorpioni and Liam Loiacono. This is going to be a great scrap. Scorpioni's been strong all year long, knocking the wins up. But the most dominant driver of the last couple of weekends has been Loiacono, as he's been winning races left and right. Got a good feel for the USF Juniors car, the Pattis JR23, and is ready to fight for a championship. USA versus Australia. Liam's parents up here this weekend now. Mom was here at Road America for the Grid Life weekend. Father Paul has joined. Leonardo's parents here every weekend as well. Frankie Mossman down and points that car into turn number 10. There's the 3 of Brady Golan. Comes Matt Clark through as well, following in the footsteps of Michael Costello, I believe. Garcia goes back to the top, 107.812. 107.878 for Clark. They're separate by just a couple of, let's say, 600ths of a second on top right now. Clark with the second fastest lap, though. Joey Brienza into pit lane and coming back out. Only 5 minutes and 45 seconds left, but it is a shorter lap, as we know. It's not a 2-minute lap. We're talking 107s. We won't get close to the track record laid down by Rinus VeeKay. That was back in 2018 when the car had a much different torque curve, higher RPM limit, a lot more horsepower, different tires. Garcia, Clark, Douglas, Taylor, Mossman right up top there now. Costello in 6th spot. DeTulio 7th. Becklin 8th. Second place point man Ariel Elkin. Currently 9th. Ooh, that'll be tough for Ariel. Work to be done over just a 2-race deal. Remember, we're provisionally setting the grid for race number 2 as well. Right now, they are 1st and 2nd. That's the way they'll start if they were to finish now race 2 as well. Clark 2nd right now for race 1 and has the second fastest second lap as well. .445 to go. Talk a lot about it, as we know. Burning off the fuel. Car gets lighter. Continental tires, given the grip. Team has set the tire pressures here exactly where they want them to be. They know that they're going to get X amount of laps. Fuel's going to burn down to the lowest level it can be. They want those tires to build up the temperature, so they are right ready to go when the car is the lightest. Driver's got to take care of the tires, pressure, everything, temperature. Then when everything's absolutely perfect, the driver's got to make sure he's got open racetrack. He's not in somebody's wake. He's not going to get any aero wash going through some of these long duration sweepers here at Portland. And then the driver's got to hit every mark. It takes a lot to put down a great qualifying lap. It's not just about banging out laps. The car's going to get lighter and lighter and lighter as the session goes on. 4 minutes to go. Garcia, Mossman up into 2nd spot. Garcia goes P1 with a 107.661. His second fastest lap is 6.64. 0.03 of a second slower, his second fastest time. He's got P1 for both races right now. Mossman goes to 2nd. Costello to 3rd. Clark has got to recover. He's 4th and 2nd right now for Matt Clark. He needs a flyer here with 3.5 seconds to go. Bobby Corser, things are looking good here right now. Not much time, but we're going to get some excitement to the end of this one.
Yes, here we go. It's that time of the afternoon where, as you said, cars are lighter, tires are locked in. You guys are starting to put down that fast lap. We had seen Max Garcia sit there with the second fastest time for a long time, and then all of a sudden peels off a very, very similar lap to what he had to take pole for the first race. So they're out there, but again, we're talking about the first 5 guys now here, just, 0.3 of a second separating first down to 6th.
And I think the key thing right now as well is that all these drivers have been on this racetrack enough. We can't test here. We don't allow drivers to test here during the season, but they had 2 45-minute sessions yesterday. They had a 30-minute session earlier today. This is their 4th session on the racetrack. If you don't know this racetrack and you're running in the pro category, there's not much we can do for you at this point.
Right.
You got to know this racetrack. You got to lay it down, and hopefully your team has done what they needed to do. Michael Costello's moved up. Max Taylor as well has gone to 3rd. Clark, who is P2 just a couple of minutes ago, is now down in 6th position. He is back by only 0.02 of a second, a little over 200ths, as Garcia goes faster again, a 107.600. Garcia faster again, trying to keep this blitz rolling. He's been winning races. He wants to get enough to see if he can't tie or beat Cal Kirkwood. Garcia, Mossman, Taylor 1, 2, 3. DeTulio 4th. Costello, Douglas, Clark, Elkin, Becklin, and Garcia Arce. The local driver, Cooper Becklin, now up into 9th out of Portland, Oregon. Becklin in the Helmet House, number 2 for Turn 3 Motorsports, goes to P9. Right now, 9th in both of the races inside of row number 5. Under 2 minutes remaining. Look at all the green on our screen here. Green means personal bests. Even the drivers a bit further back. Tyke Durst, Carson Etter, Miles Bromley all turning their fastest laps. Wow. This whole field separated by about 1.6 seconds right now. Miles Bromley continues to find the pace in his debut weekend. Garcia goes to a 107.58. They let him loose. You've got the banker laps you want. Let the big dog eat. So Max Garcia really dipping down. A couple drivers working together here, or not so much together. That's actually Garcia has caught up to, I believe, Garcia Arce. Garcia Arce in 11th, Garcia right behind him. This is not going to help at all. You're going to get issues there. He's going to have to throw it to the inside as they come down the back straightaway, or just abandon the lap. He's going to look to the inside. Yeah, he'll make the move to the bottom, and he had to do it because when you come across the alternate timing line there, you either do it well before that, so you're full throttle getting into the timing line. If you check up or get held there, you've lost 2 laps. The existing lap and already on the new one. He was able to get by nicely. As look who's taking advantage of this. Fast Frankie Mossman goes to P1. Mossman for VRD. Just missed out of the win at Toronto. He's gone to the top of the charts with 20 seconds to go. Mossman, P1. 107.509. Mossman to the top. Clark goes back to 3rd. So it's Mossman, Garcia, Clark, DeTulio, and Taylor. Why not? Shaking it up here. Handful of seconds left to go. Checker flag going to be thrown here at the alternate timing line. I don't know whether or not he got through right there. That was Carson Etter. He might have snuck through. Here comes the remainder of the field. That's Cooper Becklin, Alessandro DeTulio. I don't see them improve right now. DeTulio 4th, Becklin 9th. All these drivers here on the track. We think that maybe Carson Etter may have snuck through for one more. I don't know. It was very close. No, he's in the pit lane already, so Etter did peel in. It's hard to see to judge the depth on the camera shot there, whether or not he was at the timing stripe. So indeed, he went to pit lane. There goes both Douglas and Costello. Neither of those drivers make moves. Who else is on the racetrack still? Here comes the remainder of the turn 3 group. There's Matt Clark across the line. He goes to 2nd. Clark up to P2. Clark to 2nd. Remainder of the field coming through. I don't know if... I think Garcia's in already. He is. Frankie Mossman's going to get the pole position here for VRD Racing. What a drive for fast Frankie Mossman, the driver of the number 84 out of Newport Beach, California. What a run for him. Might be his first career pole position here in USF Pro. Frankie Mossman. Garcia, row number 2. Matt Clark, a final lap. Look at how close it was, folks. What's that? Oh, are you kidding me? That close coming across the line. 4 hundredths of a second, or thousandths of a second, 5 thousandths of a second. It was rounding up and rounding down, to be honest. It's 45 10,000ths of a second. Matt Clark coming home in second. So VRD on the front row with Mossman alongside Exclusive Autosports, Matt Clark. Pabst Racing has Garcia in 3rd. Turn 3 Motorsports DeTulio in 4th. So 4 different teams in the top 4. Max Taylor 5th. Michael Costello in 6th spot. Jacob Douglas in 7th. Ariel Elkin 8th. Cooper Becklin, the local driver, 9th. Joey Brienne's able to go up to 10th. Good final lap for him. Garcia will be pole for race number 2 provisionally. Clark 2nd. So as it stands right now, Clark will be on the outside for both races. But again, if you go faster in race number 1, you can use that lap if it's faster than your race 2 qualifying lap 2 qualifying time, your second fastest lap. George Garcia Arce 11th, Brady Golan in 12th, Sebastian Manson 13th, Tyke Durst, Miles Bromley, and Carson Etter round out the field. 1.4 seconds separating the entire field, and man, that was a wild one for sure. Good stuff. So Mossman's going to start on the pole alongside Clark. Mossman narrowly losing that his first career victory with a big move in turn 1 in Toronto by Alessandro Di Tullio, who came away with the win. But Mossman will get a chance to lead them through the festival curves tomorrow when we have our first race for USF Pro 2000. That said, we are going racing. Qualifying is now done. 8 more races still on the docket. We are set to start driver introductions for USF Juniors at 4:45, 12 minutes from now. Don't go anywhere. If you're here at the trackside, we got some races for you. Don't even worry about the traffic out here right now. Same goes with you on the YouTube channel. We'll be on here and just wait for the countdown and whatever else we decide to play midway through. We are set to go. Local time, 4:45. Driver introduction for USF Juniors, race number 1.
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
Can they handle extremes?
Yep. Tested from the Texas desert to near the Arctic Circle.
Really?
Really.
Anything for the guy who finds that one pothole?
Yeah. Road hazard coverage has your back.
For real?
Absolutely.
Were they made by like a bajillion engineers?
Well, closer to 100. Continental. Welcome to the smart choice in tires.
Over the years, we've chased down a lot of dreams, each one leading to the next, all the way to our most electrifying dream yet. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue. Made to inspire the newest generation of dreamers so they can make their dreams a reality. The all-new, all-electric Prologue from Honda.
Welcome back to Portland International Raceway. Time to go wheel-to-wheel racing for the first time here this weekend. Both USF Juniors and USF2000 getting set to go. In USF Juniors, the point leader actually starting on the pole position, Leonardo Scorpioni, will roll off from the inside of the front row. But in USF2000, the driver in second, the guy that needs to get the points here this weekend, put it on pole. He needs 99 points this weekend. You can't get 99 until you get the first one. Thomas Schrag from VRD Racing, well done. P1, that's really step one, check mark.
Yeah, thank you. It was quite a lap, and I know Jack was, a 100th or two off. So it's been really close all weekend, and, I just have to be a little bit better than everyone else and just execute.
Any plans for obviously just getting out front would be the best thing to go, but how do you get through turn number one? We all know that's the chaos here at Portland. Any thoughts on how to get through there?
Yeah, I started on pole twice here last year, and, I have a bit of experience with that. Just make sure that you make it through the corner, stay tight, and then kind of just not really worry about everyone else. You're on the inside, prime position. I've been on the outside here, and it's not fun. So, make it through the first lap. There might be a yellow, and then kind of just see how the race goes. Just track position's pretty key here.
You obviously had to roll back on a lot of your experience to be able to grab that pole. It's so crucial. We had 3 sessions before, 2 test sessions yesterday and the practice session earlier today. Did you guys have to make a lot of changes to the car, or did it roll off pretty good?
It's been up and down. I mean, in practice we were 10th. We went the wrong way. Yesterday we were 5th. I felt like we went the wrong way. And, we've just kind of put it all together at the right time. So just being able to have a car that's consistent and easy to drive, to be quick lap to lap is huge. I've struggled a little bit in previous races, with fall off, so we're working on that.
I speak a lot to young drivers like yourself about what it takes to, stay in a championship, to learn what it takes to be leading in a championship and not leading in the championship. You can go back to all these championships you've won in your career. What is it in you, and what have you learned throughout your career to put you in this position to be able to go for a title?
Just not worry about the pressure, Toronto, we didn't finish either race, and I know that's not good for us, but we went in tied. Jack gained 51 points in 2 races, and we have 3 here, so there's no reason why I can't do it.
That's exactly it, folks. You got to keep digging. 99 points up for grabs, and the winners will always tell you, just win races, and the championship will take care of itself. We got USF Juniors, and then we're going to follow right up with USF2000. Thomas Schrag and the rest of the USF2000 drivers ready to tackle race number 1 of 3 here in Portland. So, folks, we are back at it right now, getting set to go here for the drivers in USF Juniors, the Continental Tire Grand Prix of Portland. Let's have a look at the grid as we, again, get ready to fire things up here now. 22 drivers set to go for the first race of the weekend here. 3 on the docket here for USF Junior, starting at the tail of the field in the number 29 machine, 21st Maddie Colleran out of Ohio for Zanello Racing. She has come forward leaps and bounds since starting the season with us. Great job for Maddie this year. Moving up a row, it'll be Emma Scarborough, one of the 3 young ladies we have, Maddie, Emma, and Kaylee Countryman. Emma Scarborough from Georgia in the Inter MS number 26 machine, set to roll off from the outside of row number 10. Inside that row, out of Arizona in the number 90, starting 19th for Exclusive Autosport, that is Kaylee Countryman. Countryman, a couple of top 10s on the season thus far. She'll have to work her way forward here aggressively at Portland to try to get there right now. Row number 9, driver making his second weekend start here in the USF Juniors program for VRD Racing, the number 11 of Colin Aiken. A couple of top 10 finishes at Road America just a couple of weekends ago. Aiken will start the number 11 in the 18th spot alongside Michael Succo for Inter MS from Birmingham, Alabama. Succo in the number 24 machine. You see him there. Michael Succo looking to work his way forward. Currently 12th place in points. A good weekend here. Could move him into the top 10. Moving up to row number 8 on the outside in that number 17 machine out of Omaha, Nebraska for D-Force Racing in the X-Cancer Union Omaha machine. That is Thomas Nordquist, rookie driver in the number 17. He is set to roll off, as I had said, from the 16th spot. He'll start alongside Connor Aspley out of O'Fallon, Missouri for pole position Motorsports in the number 27. It's been a great mid-season run here. End of the season run for Connor. He has stepped things up with a top 10, top 5 driver at Road America, looking to cap the season off strong. strong here in the number 27. Row number 7 will have Diego Guillat, the driver in the number 12 machine. Out of the Woodlands, Texas for Zanello Racing. Guillat comes into the weekend here sitting 9th place in points with a chance to move forward. He'll start 14th outside of row 7 alongside the number 92 of Brendan Cooley. Big breakout weekend for Brendan Cooley at Road America on the podium in the opening race. Qualified on the outside of the front row. It's a row 7 start here for Cooley in that number 92 exclusive Autosport machine. He'll start 13th. Driver on the outside of row number 6 making his debut here this weekend. He's been running in the FRP series with exclusive Autosport throughout the season. Canadian Justin DeLucia in the number 94. Strong qualifying effort for this young man outside of row number 6, starting in the 12th spot. And alongside him for Zanello Racing in the number 23, another driver making his second weekend start here. That is Raheem Alibi in the number 23 out of Miami, Florida. Top national kart racer. Alibi looked good at Road America and is strong here right now, almost into the top 10 in qualifying for race 1 here for USF Juniors. Into the top 10 right now, another driver really only first sat in a race car just a little bit over a year ago. Matan Achatov from Israel, the number 77 for VRD Racing. Great second half of the season. The speed is there. He's looking to put together a strong run to try to get to his first podium. Achatov in the 77 starting 10th. Inside of that row, starting in the 9th spot, number 14 out of Finland. It is Vilo Attila from D-Force Racing, 6th place in points. 1 podium to his credit here this year, but a lot of top 10 finishes. Very impressive driver, Vilo Attila in the number 14, starting in 9th. We'll go to row number 4 now, starting on the outside. And that is the driver, the 15 from Mexico, Patricio Gonzalez. What a great breakout weekend for him as well at Road America. A couple of podium finishes for the D-Force Racing driver. Gonzalez in the 15, starting at 8th spot alongside JT Hoskins in the number 9. Hoskins out of Sarasota, Florida for J. Howard Driver Development. Hoskins is 11th in points, and he too wants to get himself into the top 10. He'll start inside of row number 4. Row 3 on the outside, the number 98 of Oliver Weldon for VRD Racing. Weldon fourth place in points, 7 podiums on the year. Looking for that first victory in the number 98. Will it come here at Portland? He's got 3 more chances to get it done before the season's over. Weldon starting in the 6th position in the Gainbridge machine. Inside row number 3 will be the number 18 of Rodrigo Gonzalez, Patricio's brother. He's having a good year as well. He's currently 7th place in points. A couple of podiums for Rodrigo. The number 18 D-Force driver turned to 1:14.857 in qualifying. He'll start in the 5th position. We'll go now into the top 4. These are the drivers we've seen winning races. We've seen them up front. On the outside of row number 2, in the number 10 out of Florida for VRD Racing, Joao Vergara, 3rd place in points coming in. 2 wins on the season. He'll need a big finish here to keep himself potentially in the fight. He is in the fight mathematically for the championship, but really comes down to just 2 drivers. One of those drivers starting on the inside of row number 2 alongside Liam in the number, or rather Joao in the number 6. That is Liam Loiacono, the Australian driver on a hot streak right now. He's won 5 of the last 6 races. That streak, all that success has put him in a position to potentially battle for the championship. He'll start on the inside of row number 2. Going down to row number 1, front row, 21 drivers in the field, 2 on the front row, off pole out of White Rock, British Columbia, Canada. It's a Zanello Racing front row lockout. Ty Fisher in the 37. I'm going to start on the outside of the front row. Fisher, 5th place in points. A couple of race wins on the season. Tough DQ at Mid-Ohio. Pulled him back a little bit, but this kid's got a ton of talent. He's going to start second. But here's the driver they're chasing right now, folks. He got a bonus point already. Came into the weekend as your point leader. 14 markers ahead of Liam Loiacono. Out of Florida, Windermere, Florida for Zanello Racing. That is Leonardo Scorpioni. A 1:14.595 in qualifying. A new track record here at Portland in qualifying for USF Juniors. That is the field. Engines coming to life down on pit lane. Scorpioni and Fisher on the front row. Loiacono and Vergara on row 2. Gonzalez and Weldon row 3. Hoskins and Gonzalez on row 4. Altala and Achatov row 5. Alibi and DeLucia row 6. Cooley and Guillat row 7. Aspley and Nordquist row 8. Suko and Aiken row 9. Countryman and Scarborough row 10. And Colleran on row number 11. 15-lap race. A nice window of time to get it done in here. This is going to be a good one for sure. 15 laps, 40 minutes. We'll go 25 laps for USF2000. Field pulling off, and we get set to get things underway. Great stuff here as pacing our field is the beautiful Honda Civic Type R pace car, the most powerful Honda production vehicle ever sold in the U.S. with a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder engine producing an incredible 315 horsepower. The smooth and precise 6-speed manual transmission features a revised rev match system, helping to maintain stability on corner entry, and a limited slip differential puts the engine's power to the pavement effectively. The Civic Type R leverages Honda's racetrack-proven engineering to deliver extreme performance and passion, both on the road and on the racetrack. So that Civic Type R is going to take our drivers around. Unlike IndyCar, we go green first time by. And again, the championship battle is a good one. Leonardo Scorpioni he's got 310 points, 14 markers ahead of Liam Loiacono. Those are the two drivers who are really in the fight. Joao Vergara back there in third spot with 237, Oliver Weldon with 224, and Ty Fisher only back a couple of spots with 221 as well. It's time to go racing for the first of 3 times here for USF Juniors to cap off this season. The program started back in 2022, so the 4th season of USF Juniors racing. Past champions include Matt Clark, Nicholas Giafoni, Max Taylor, as we know. Who will be the champion this year? Will it be Scorpioni? Will it be Loiacono? I have a sneaking feeling we're not going to know until late Saturday evening when we have that last race tomorrow night. 1 race here for juniors today. They'll run a couple more races tomorrow. We'll cap it all off tomorrow night as the final race on the docket. Pace car's going to try to get away here. Hopefully the field's going to line themselves up. I have not had any word that we're potentially going 2 laps around here. Yeah, they're going to slow it up a bit. Our pace car driver will drop the hammer, get that pace car back to pit lane. It is a long crawl from turn 12 down to the start line here. So anytime we come to Portland, we hold our breath through 1, 2, and 3. The festival chicane is always a crazy one. Hopefully these young drivers, some 14, 15 years of age, have cooler heads. Green flag is out. We are racing. Green, green, green for USF Juniors. Oh, how do they go coming through turn 1 for the first time? Who's going to lock up? Who's going to take the escape route? Couple drivers going straight up, and they're going to have to go through the chicane. It'll take a while to come through there. Look how much time it's going to take them. One driver didn't know where to go. That was Alibi. Raheem Alibi probably didn't take that runoff during practice. His first time through at speed. That's not the way to go. He was going to try to get that thing refired. He might as well just join the field right now. Way back goes, I believe, Weldon. That's him deep in the field right now. Loiacono right on the gearbox, though, of Scorpioni. Not surprising first and second. What is Alibi doing? He's climbing out of the race car. That is not something you're supposed to do. You always stay in the race car. There is going to be a visit to the race marshal's room after this race for Raheem Alibi, 100%. Because we are clean and green. You never get out of your race car. We're going to go full course caution because of this. Wow. Yeah. They're already talking to him right now. That is not something you ever do. Stay in your race car. It looks to me like there may be damage. He did not make the room he needed to get through. You can see front wing damage there on the number 23. But those of you who are trackside or maybe at home, what the drivers are told to do, if there's an incident, they just pop their visor if they're okay. You never get out of the race car on a hot track, ever. So, but again, USF Juniors, live and learn. He won't do that again. He'll have a chance to talk to the race directors about why not to do that. AMR IndyCar safety team coming in. You have to believe there was some type of potential right front damage because he came through the. So there's 2 chicanes now. You have to come through the first chicane if you've missed it, if you've blown through the corner, straight, and then through another chicane. The idea is to severely penalize you for not making turn number 2. Number of drivers did that. Oliver Weldon, I believe, being one. Remember, I asked why Weldon was so far back. In my mind, likely Weldon was one of the drivers. Now, he's actually coming to pit lane, so I'm thinking Weldon some contact potentially with Alibi. Where were they on the racetrack? Alibi started 11th. Weldon was up in 6th, so I don't know if that was the contact. Diego Guillat started 14th. He's now back into 17th spot. Joao Vergara, who started 4th, he's fallen down into 6th. Brendan Cooley, who started in 13th, plus 5 for Cooley. He goes up into 8th. So a little bit of action here on the opening circuit. Looked to me like guys were getting through cleanly. You can see the damage there, at least to the front wing. Hard to figure whether or not there's actual left front suspension. Now, you can see the tires are not going in the same direction. So Alibi thought that maybe he just didn't know which way to go through, but I think he tried to turn, but with a broken front suspension, that car just veered straight right. Needless to say, Drivers, wherever you are, if you're young go-kart racers watching this right now, do not get out of your race car, especially in a green track. Stay in your car, stay bolted in. If you need help, you radio into your control. They'll talk to a pit tech. And at that point, we could potentially go full course yellow. We would have had to go full course yellow anyways, because that car would have had to be picked up. We couldn't leave him sitting there. Weldon able to sneak out before the field came back around, but he's a full lap back. He is going to be on the throttle trying to get himself back around here now to potentially get back to the tail of the field. Ty Fisher going to do whatever he can to try to see if he can't catch up to Joao Vergara. Ty Fisher's not done yet to try to go into the top 3 in points either. Let's be real about that. He's only 16 points behind. There's 3 races, so Ty Fisher trying to get himself potentially into the top 3. Joao Vergara is there right now. We will be going green flag this next time by. I'll say this. I will reiterate one thing. You never get out of your race car unless you're on fire. Obviously, Raheem wasn't on fire, but that's one thing that you will not get chastised for if your car's on fire and you unbelt and get out. But just for an incident like that, stay in your race car. Again, Raheem only in the second weekend here in the USF Pro Championships. Live and learn. That's what this program's all about, development series. I was wondering, Bobby, if we were going to get through there cleanly. I thought, you know what? It's not looking too bad. But then all of a sudden, a couple guys shoot straight down.
It looked like it, as you're right. But, yeah, I don't understand why you would ever unbuckle yourself from a car, let alone get out. I don't understand that.
Being told Oliver Weldon back in pit lane, so there might have been some damage there. A number of drivers went straight off without trying to make the corner. It's something I worry about. You need to do the best you can to make that corner for sure. Coming out of turn number 12, it'll be up to Leonardo Scorpioni to punch off. As soon as he gets on the gas, Aaron Likens on start finish is going to throw the green. He just did that, so we are back to racing. Everybody back on. This is going to clean things through. Weldon's going to come out right in front of them all coming into turn number 1. Oh, this will make things interesting. Wait till we get to the next camera shot here, folks. Weldon's going to be right there coming out. Oh, no, and everybody, oh, there's contact there. A number of drivers together on the racetrack as Weldon came out right in front of the entire field. Drivers hammering down barriers. People are just trying to get themselves through what they think may be the chicane area. We're going to go full course yellow again. Oh, Weldon straight out right in front of the field. Full course yellow once again. So the worst part about this is you see a number of drivers get collected in an incident like that. That didn't need to happen at all. Very unfortunate incident for Oliver to try to dive back out in front. He's already a lap down essentially as he went back into pit lane. Man, that's tough. We are going to have a couple of looks at this right now. Leonardo Scorpioni, what are you doing? You're coming down with the whole field bearing down behind you, and a driver pops out like that. I just don't know what you can do. Have a look there. There's Weldon to the inside of the racer. So Weldon, Weldon's out of the way. 100% Weldon doing a great job. Let's give it a shot for him. The Scorpioni, I think he miscalculates it or is getting pushed from behind by Loiacono. The driver behind him, Vilo Atala, tries to make the corner. He can't do it. So all these drivers coming through here are very likely going to get a penalty. One driver pounding through the barrier, which is, of course, filled with water. Oh, chaos like crazy. So listen, let's give a shout out. Now, okay, here it is here. Look at this. Full brake lockup. Loiacono is getting pushed through by those are the brothers that just hit each other. The Gonzalez brothers hammered each other. There's a shot there, the number 27. I want to re-rack this one again because there's a lot going on in this one, guys, in the truck. If we can re-watch it. Look at Weldon. Weldon's like, okay, I'm out. Because he literally pulled out on the straightaway and locked it up. So it wasn't Weldon down in the middle of that fight. The black and yellow for Weldon confused me, obviously, with the Zanella racing cars. So Oliver did a great job. Fantastic. Pulled out, tried to get going. Hopefully got a call maybe from his team saying, listen, slow down, pull to the side. He was out of that one 100%. That was 3 drivers. I don't know if Loiacono was pushing on on Scorpione or if Fisher was pushing Loiacono to push on it. Look, they were all locked up. The top three drivers. Man, this brings me back to the Miles Rowe, Jace Denmark, Michael D'Orlando wreck when all three of those drivers were in the championship fight. Guess who wasn't in that? Joao Vergara. I wonder if he was able to get through. Here he's the number 10. Here's the other look at it. So look at these drivers just flat pushing each other coming through. One of the Gonzalez comes right across. Coming across. The two Gonzalez brothers get together. Look further back. As the turn-in happens, Connor Aspley has gone way too deep into the braking zone, and he drives into the side of one of the one of the exclusive Autosport cars. I don't know if he got into the side of Cooley or DeLucia. Here's another shot at it. Yeah. Scorpione's got the wheels locked up. He's just getting pushed right through. There's the contact there. The number 14 of Vilo Attila could have been the leader. Oh, he might be the leader. Yeah, Attila able to get through. He makes the corner. The number 9 of JT Hoskins makes the corner. The 92 of Cooley makes the corner. That's probably going to be 1, 2, 3 potentially when they actually have a look at the results, because everybody else was not able to make the corner. This is all going to depend on how race control sees that as they look over the results of this, all the replays of what happened in there. At the drivers' meeting, they were told, you have to make it. If you don't make it, if you can't make the right side of turn 2, the chicane, you've had to turn and come back and go through the chicane escape route, far side of the racetrack. You have to go through those penalty lanes. You can't just cut the course. Well. So first and foremost, that's not on a Scorpione, and it's either on Loiacono or Fisher. If Loiacono was pushing through, it looked like Fisher was pushing from behind as well. Messy. Wow. Being told that a number of people here at the racetrack are actually watching on their phones on the YouTube channel, commenting on the chat. I love it. Hope you guys are getting a good view of this racetrack. I love that. Honda Civic Type R pace car back out again. Scorpione stays on the racetrack right now. He was pushed through. He didn't make the corner, but he was pushed through. I don't know that we're going green this next time by. There's a lot still to figure out here, I think. What we are doing is knocking off laps, because this will put lap number 5 in the books when they come back around here. I'll give you the rundown as they come across the line, but based on how things shook out in turn number 1 and 2, I don't know that everybody's going to hold those spots. So I think it was Justin DeLucia that was taken out there by Connor Aspley. So right now it's a Scorpione still in the lead, Joao Vergara second, Vilo Attila in third, but Attila was the only driver that made the corner. Rodrigo Gonzalez got into the side of his brother. He was somehow able to get through after what was aggressive contact. How both of those drivers are still on the racetrack, I don't know. DeLucia is back out. How he has not had full damage after the severity of the contact with Aspley, again, I don't know. So Attila third, Rodrigo Gonzalez fourth, JT Hoskins up into the 5th spot from 7th. Michael Succo runs in 7th. Brendan Cooley in 8th. Succo started 17th, he's 7th. That's what you do when you stay out of trouble. Plus 10. Cooley 8th, Achetiv 9th, Colin Aiken from 18th up to 10th. Thomas Nordquist runs 11th, Diego Guillot in 12th, Emma Scarborough 13th, Patricio Gonzalez 14th, Kaylee Countryman 15th, Maddie Colleran and Liam Loiacono. Loiacono still on the lead lap. Weldon a lap down, as we know. Justin DeLucia a lap down. He's coming to pit lane and went back out. There was, I think, significant damage to Connor Aspley, so he's out. Raheem Alibi's out. Hudson Potter did not start. The simple fact that we have a number of drivers who are still on this racetrack after the severity of so much of that contact boggles my mind a little bit, because there was, of course, the top 3 drivers pushing through. The Gonzalez brothers, they have major contact. First, as the 15 of Patricio Gonzalez comes across the bow from left to right, pinching his brother down to the apex. They make big contact. Somehow they're able to get through, but they did not go to the right side. They did not make the corner. And I'll tell you this right now. This is one of the reasons why I'd like to be a commentator and not in race control. I don't want to be, Bobby, I don't want to be the guy that has to handle this because there's a lot going on there.
There is a lot going on there, as you said. By the way, I do appreciate drivers trying to make their own chicane and deciding, well, I'm not going to make it, so I'll just hit the barrier and take it. So a second driver followed that path as well. So,
oh my goodness.
Trying to figure out who's in what spot is.
Well, listen, here's the one thing, too. The race control straight set during practice, make sure you guys take a couple of laps where you run through the penalty chicane. Run through that where you're able to make, so the driver came through there, hammered. How do you hammer straight through a barrier? They obviously didn't do what was told and make that run through the chicane. You have, if you blow it, that first time in a race is not the first time that you need to kind of navigate that, because it's all about the visual of it. I oftentimes say that when you do the track walk, you should do the track walk through there as well, so you get to see what it is. So a number of drivers made contact that it didn't need to make because of that. Championship-wise, Leonardo Scorpione still on top, P1. Liam Loiacono all the way down in 17th right now, though he is on the lead lap. There is 7 laps down. Oftentimes, our race control likes to issue any kind of penalties in race. At this point here, we're not doing anything at that point, so we'll see how it plays out at the end. I'm not seeing anybody make any moves on the racetrack to give up positions. We're back at it, folks. Green flag flying, and we're getting ready to roll. I've been told they did make a couple of moves of drivers on the racetrack, but the leaders are going to remain. Scorpione, Vergara, and Altala. Your leader. Out to the outside goes Joao Vergara. He's trying to fight his way to keep on to third. They're going to fight themselves down in. Finally, we're going racing here. Let's see how it looks. Big wide run for one of the MS cars a little further back. Finally, drivers able to make the chicane through. Yeah, big round of applause. It only took 8 laps to do it. We expect more out of these young drivers. These aren't rookies anymore. We talk about the fact that they're brand new, but this is the 6th race of the season. They've raced 15 times already, or 14 times already. We expect more out of these drivers than driving that hard into a corner and wrecking each other. There will be drivers who are sitting down with the race control after this with video. I guarantee you that. And it is a teaching series, so that's the reason why we'll do it as well. They need to figure out what they did wrong, where they should have been. One driver further back, 4 wheels off, cutting the grass over in turn number 6. Finally racing, and we're past the halfway point. 8 laps down, 7 to go. Long time in our 40-minute window still. There's Oliver Weldon back up on the wheel. Weldon is, I believe, a lap back, but he's going to want to keep fighting his way forward. Oh, driver spinning, and one having to take evasive maneuvers to go outside and not take that driver out. So another already around the tail of the field. Yellow flag flying in that corner. I'm sure they'll let them race as long as they can. Another driver's missed the corner. You can see that coming through into turn number 1 and 2. Did not see any driver go through the chicane area. Leonardo Scorpione now with a lead of 0.8 of a second. Stretching away as his primary championship contender, Liam Loiacono. That issue is getting pushed down into turn number 1. I guarantee the video is going to be watched there. Here's this driver coming back onto the racetrack now. Very slow coming out of turn number 12. Hopefully that driver is going to be able to get off to the right side of the racetrack when they get around 12 and into the pit lane after the spin coming through turn number 10 and 11. The rest of the field bearing down. Finally setting into a bit of a groove here. Oh, here's a good fight further back. There's a move for Diego Guillat. Oh, Guillat going side by side right now with Brendan Cooley coming through the back, turn number 10 and 11. Guillat through to the inside. Cooley, I think, able to hold him back. It looks like the 94 of Justin DeLucia, the driver who spun over in turn number 10. He's been able to get himself into pit lane. Scorpione looking to lead again. And as I said, he was the one that was pushed through the opening couple of corners. So I'm sure race control would say, hey, listen, that was not your doing. You were locking the brake up and getting pushed through. You can't be penalized for that. So not surprising that Scorpione was able to hold the spot. I'm sure they'll look at it later, as I had said. And hopefully our USF 2000, USF Pro 2000 drivers had to look at that as well and said, okay, we do not want to match that. That was just drivers pushing hard down into the braking zone, likely missing the braking a little bit and getting into the back of the driver in front of them and just pushing them right through. You could see the wheel smoke coming out of that right front for Scorpione, but that begs the question, did he flat spot those tires? Pace-wise, he's 4/10 faster than Vilo Atala, who's gone to second. Atala, the Finnish driver, up into second for D-Force Racing. Vilo getting comfortable with the paddock here and just everybody pit side, of course, coming over from Finland. Let's see how they come back through here. There'll be 5 laps to go when they come around. 5 to go. Scorpione leads. The rest of the field coming onto the front straightaway nicely. Not a lot of battle shaping up here now. Scorpione, Atala, Vergara, Fisher, and Hoskins top 5. Gonzalez 6th, Suko 7th, Achitov 8th, Aiken 9th, Colin Aiken up to 9th spot, Brendan Cooley in 10th. Aiken started 18th, he's 9th. Split the difference. +9 for Colin Aiken. Liam Loiacono, where is he now? He is up to 13th. Remember, championship battle. Big hit for Loiacono. Loiacono down. He's got to fight his way back forward. He was down by 14 points. He's got to keep digging here now. But this is one of those situations with Scorpione leading, he would go to 340 points. Loiacono runs right now in 13th. So that would put him at about 304. So Scorpione would have somewhere around a 34-point lead going into race number 2. That's a hit. Ty Fisher currently with the fast lap of the race. And Scorpione is going to get the bonus point already for pole, now for most laps led as well. Watch these young drivers just throw it into the turn 1 curbing here, climbing across there, diving through that little compression. Right back out and flicking it back to the left to go through the chicane. Through turn number 2. Justin DeLucia back out onto the racetrack again. Weldon still a lap down. So Weldon is in 18th, DeLucia in 19th. Aspley out of the race with the contact in that incident 1. And then Raheem Alibi on the opening lap out as well, damage to the right front. Leonardo Scorpione coming in here, trying to shut down the dominance over the last number of races for Liam Loiacono. He's won 5 of the last 6 races to put himself back in the championship fight. We're not done for the drivers here. I believe in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th spot. Vergara may have slipped back through. Yeah, Vergara's got back to 2nd. Atala in 3rd. You can see the front damage on the nose of Ty Fisher with the contact he and Loiacono. In fact, that wing looks like there's some potential damage on Fisher. Not much, but it's not perfect. It lifts up the balance of the car a little bit. You can see, yeah, it's definitely slipping and sliding. That wing looks like it's kind of pivoting back and forth a little bit. We will see the white flag next time by. Finally able to get into a groove here. A Scorpione, Vergara, Atala, Fisher. Vergara, Atala, and Fisher battling for the final 2 positions on the podium. Vergara thinking about trying to stay ahead of Weldon and Fisher. Fisher with his position would move into 4th place in points. He's going to be able to jump on, leapfrog over Oliver Weldon if he ends up P4 here. Same goes for JT Hoskins. He's trying to get himself up. He and Brendan Cooley separated by just 1 point. Hoskins runs in 5th. Cooley runs 10th. White flag next time by. 4 wins on the season so far for Leonardo Scorpione. Only 1 finish outside the top 5. What a season it's been so far for the sophomore driver for Zanella Racing. Trying to win that scholarship to move to USF 2000 in 2026. White flag flying, 1 to go for Scorpione. Remember, USF 2000 set to go right after Victory Lane celebrations. There's the lead. They finally settled themselves in after the opening lap chaos. Little brake lock up further back there. That's Diego Guillot trying to put the pressure still on Brendan Cooley. Colin Aiken's actually, I believe, up there in the 10th spot now. Cooley's gone into the 9th position. Loiacono's up to 12th. Liam already in 12th spot. He needed a handful of more laps to close back up here. Final lap for Scorpioni, last time by. 2.4 seconds of lead as Vagara's got into the 2nd spot. Altala in 3rd, Fisher 4th, and there's JT Hoskins back to P5. Out of the corner for the final time, and we'll call it a 5th win for the point leader. This is what you do when you're trying to win a championship. You come in here, you score the victory. Winner in Portland, race number 1 for USF Juniors, Leonardo Scorpioni. He wins over Joao Vagara and Vilo Altala. 3 different teams in the top 3, Zanella, VRD, and D-Force. Ty Fisher in 4th spot, JT Hoskins 5th. Gonzalez ends up in 6th, Rodrigo Gonzalez in 6th spot. Michael Suko in 7th. Great job for Michael, coming from 17th to 7th. Suko 7th spot, Matan Achatev in 8th. Brendan Cooley 9th. Diego Guillat in 10th. And Liam Loiacono able to get by Colin Aiken on the final lap to go into 11th. So let's quickly have a look at this. Let's just say probably 343 points for Scorpioni. Does he get the fast lap? He did. So 33 points is a perfect day for Scorpioni. He'll go to 343. Loiacono unofficially to 306. So there you go. Do the math on that one. It is close. 343 to 306. 37 points. So indeed, lots of work to be done for Loiacono over the next couple of races. 2 more races to go. As Scorpioni will do the math. Him and his team will sit down to figure out where he needs to finish. But as they always say, drivers who win races, I'm just going to keep winning. And when I win, the championship takes care of itself. So indeed, Scorpioni the leader, Fisher the winner, Fisher second. Vagara second, Altala in 3rd, Fisher 4th, Hoskins, Gonzalez, Suko, Achatev, Cooley, and Guillat. Liam Loiacono in the 11th spot, Colin Aiken in 12th. Thomas Nordquist gets himself up into the 13th position. Patricio Gonzalez, after that contact in turn number 1 with his brother, back into 14th. Emma Scarborough finishes 15th spot. Kaylee Countryman in 16th. Maddie Collar in 17th. 1 lap down for Oliver Weldon in 13th. 4 laps down for Justin DeLucia. He was in and out of pit lane. He ends up in the 19th spot. Connor Aspley and Raheem Alibi fail to get to the finish. And the drivers will work their way up now here into the front part of the paddock. USF 2000 drivers on the pre-grid right now as well. We got victory lane celebration still to come for you. There is Leonardo Scorpioni up top in the number 55. Joao Vagara as well. Leo's going to bring that Zanella racing machine up here. And, man, this is it, right? When you're trying to win a championship, you qualify on pole. Then at the very end, you knock down the fast lap of the race. You kidding me? That is huge. Crew in there with Leonardo. And for the 5th time this year, he'll climb out of that car as a race winner. And probably no bigger race to win here. Starting off a triple-header weekend, trying to hold off the hottest driver in the circuit right now, Liam Loiacono. Those 3 drivers were locked together coming down into turn number 1. Fisher pushing Loiacono into the back. But there's the celebration there for a Scorpioni USF Juniors race winner. Right behind him, Joao Vagara. Right there as well, Vilo Altala. That is a big victory. There's the team owner there, Naka Zanella. Crew coming in. Great stuff for a Scorpioni. As I said, USF 2000 drivers are ready to go as well. They got to get right onto the scales. You'll see the drivers there, one of our tech crew there, getting them on the scales to weigh them in. 1 step closer to a championship for Leonardo Scorpioni. Tough one for Liam Loiacono, but I guarantee you he'll be back to fight again here in race number 2 and 3. One thing about Portland, one thing about the Festival Chicane, you never know what's going to happen. We'll get these drivers, of course, weighed and over to the scales, get a chance to chat with them briefly as well to get things underway. We'll chat with all 3 of the drivers as well as the USF 2000 cars will finally work their way back up in here to pit lane. The crew's vacating pit lane for juniors to make way for USF 2000. Again, drivers just getting themselves unbuckled and out of their helmets down on pit lane. Bobby, I'm going to pass it over to you real quickly. I'm going to head down there. I'm going to get a chance to interview all 3 drivers before we pass out some hardware.
Sounds good, my brother. Exciting, Phil. First race, turn number 1 did not disappoint. We talk about it all the time. It's where action is, and guess what? It happened again.
It was a little tougher this time, though. I don't remember last year it taking 3 starts before we actually got. I'd be curious. I mean, we got so excited with everything that was going on. I'd be curious, what is the penalty if you?
Ooh, that's it.
I mean, I know they moved a couple cars. Did they move them back? Or,
yeah. So obviously they have to go back, and then you have to figure out who properly went through the secondary and third chicane. Obviously, we know that Leonardo was pushed, and so nothing you could do about it. So no penalty there. But just as we talked about, race control having to go through and figure that out is it's a work of art, trying to figure out who gets where, who gets what. But what a great, fantastic race. And that's the first of now 10 total races. So
one more to go today.
We got one more to go today. Yep. We got a bunch tomorrow. And, of course, Sunday is NTT IndyCar, Indy next. And then, of course, USF Pro and USF2000 have their final races. But, man, what an exciting start to this year's BitNow.com Grand Prix of Portland presented by ASCAR.
If I did not have a ticket yet, I would be down there, and I'd be right down in that corner, as close to it as I could get. Even if there's not a seat, I'd be standing out there.
It was really cool. Wow. Earlier today, we saw Jack Harvey, IndyCar driver and Fox Sports pit reporter, was standing down there right on that corner. And obviously, we've seen Paul Tracy do that before and other people, but it was cool for him to experience that. He's taking selfies about how close he is to the car. And again, you're coming off of full speed, slamming on the brakes, quick right-hand turn. Cars are going in there relatively fast, and so it's got to be kind of a little unnerving feeling to be that close to a car going that fast. But obviously, there's a wall there. He was safe, but it was cool to see him that. So, all right, we are ready to head down to Victory Circle, and Mr. Rob Howden. Rob, take it away.
Bobby, thank you so much. Time to talk with Vilo Attila, third spot. Vilo, congratulations onto the podium once again. Tell me a little bit about that race. It was a little crazy.
Yeah, the restart, I saw the top 6 cars, everyone went off, and I was the first car to take the chicane properly, and then I gained many spots, and then good race from then on, and look at that, I got podium and very happy.
Congratulations, well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Vilo Attila, let's grab the driver finishing home in the second spot. Joao Vergara, come and join me over here, my friend, and then we'll get a chance to talk to Leonardo Scorpioni. You needed a good top finish there to be able to hold on to P3. That was mayhem at the start. What did you see from your vantage point?
I just saw people spinning on the outside, people spinning on the inside, and I was like, I just got to survive this and make it through to to fight another day, and that's what I did. And the restart there was a bit unfortunate. I don't know if I should have went on the inside or the outside. It was a bit tricky. I thought I was going to get the switch back into one, but he defended it pretty well. And I mean, not much I could have done. I fought back. The Conti tires held up super nice throughout the whole race, and I'm pretty happy with the end result, I guess.
2 more races tomorrow. Keep digging, bud.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
Joao Vergara, fantastic job. Leonardo Scorpioni, come on over here and join me here as well before we do our podium. Come on here. You needed that one, man. When you come into a weekend like this with 3 races, you've got to come away with Liam Loiacono right behind you. How crucial was this win for you and your team?
I mean, honestly, it was amazing. It was a really hard race, especially in turn 1. I kind of got punted, but yeah, we were able to keep going, and it was a fun race after that. I was doing consistent laps, and yeah, it was amazing.
Fantastic. Congratulations. Best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Leonardo Scorpioni, folks, your race winner here, and we're about set to roll with it now. Let's jump into the award presentation. All right, for the first time, 8 times here this weekend, we're going to have our podium presentation for the drivers here in USF Pro Championship competition. We'll start here with USF Juniors. Finishing in 3rd spot today, a round of applause from T-Force Racing, Vilo Attila. Great job, Vilo. Other side here, my friend, P3 over here. Let's grab the driver coming home in 2nd position. He's 3rd place in points. He needed a round of applause as well for Joao Vergara for VRD Racing. Strong finish in 2nd, able to fight with Vilo there to get that position. But again, the driver looking to try to win a scholarship worth almost $250,000. He was a point leader coming in. He gets the job done. Another race win for Zanella Racing, Leonardo Scorpioni. Great job, Leo. Hop yourself up on top of the podium there. We'll get a chance to do some celebrating here. They'll do it 2 more times tomorrow. Our USF Juniors drivers will be done tomorrow afternoon. The final race at the very end of the day. 3 different teams on the podium, as I said here as well, which I love to see. Zanella Racing, VRD, and D-Force all on the podium here today. Wild start to the race, as we know. They kept digging through the end, but a great job for all of these drivers. The big one, of course, for Leonardo Scorpioni. Driver's right on his gearbox, trying to push him all the way through turn number 1. He was able to keep it straight. Didn't make the corner, but pushed through. Big one for him to come away with it. So once again, Leonardo Scorpioni, 5th win on the season. He'll stretch that point lead unofficially to around 37 markers here going into the final 2 races of the season tomorrow. One early in the day, one late in the day. But again, all 3 of these drivers at the very start of their open wheel racing careers all focused on trying to get to the NTT IndyCar Series. Champagne coming in now to start the first of 8 champagne celebrations, or as we like to call it here in the USF Pro Championship, age-appropriate sparkling beverage. All right, let's Sue bail out to the side here, folks. They got to race with these suits for the rest of the weekend. Guys, grip it and rip it. Let's have a celebration here. Spray some champagne. The 3 drivers get to the podium here in race number 1 for USF Juniors. Leonardo Scorpioni, Joao Vergara, and Vilo Atala. Bobby, back up to you in the tower. USF 2000 ready to go. I'll give you the driver lineup when I get back to the booth.
All right, 1 race down. Another one coming up right now, as Rob just said. He makes his way back up to the broadcast booth from handling the duties down there at USF Junior. USF 2000 getting ready to roll down pit lane. Obviously, cars will be staged here momentarily. And we're just going to kind of wait and space it out as we wait for those cars to come down pit lane. But what a great first race there. As you said, lots of caution, lots of action, but still very, very entertaining.
I think half of it was under caution because the first 7 laps we were pretty much under caution, weren't we? Until a halfway point.
We were, and you know, but again, it still makes for great racing. And again, there are still a lot of people here, by the way.
I noticed
we got
that.
People across the way
I think
right
they heard
now.
us talk about the traffic out there
They
this
did.
time of night. You know, like Rob said earlier, let's hope the USF 2000 drivers watched what happened.
Yeah.
You know, and are aware what this could happen on turn number 1. It's crazy so far.
It is crazy so far, but shout out to everybody in the chalets across us there in Grandstand J. We see you guys, Grandstand H and I, everybody out there. People still up and down. Walking through the paddock is really cool to see people on pit row as well. And then people just out, you know, in the infield here. We walked up to Grandstand K earlier just to kind of stretch our legs and to kind of get a vibe for what was going on. And a lot of people still here.
Yes, there is. And you might as well, like say, hang out. We got one more race to go. It'll be better traffic-wise. And, hey, it's Friday night. What's the hurry, right? And then we're back here tomorrow. Gates open at 8:30.
Yep. Going to be another great day of racing here at PIR as our friend Rob Howden walks in. Kind of slowing things up here. We're a little bit ahead of schedule. Cars aren't staged yet, but that's okay. We'll bring Rob back in here in just anytime he wants to pop in. But what a great first race that was. USF Juniors did not disappoint. Excited to see them back on the track tomorrow. We will crown a champion as well. We'll crown a champion USF 2000 this weekend. So it's a good thing.
Yeah, this is a good one for USF 2000 as well. I'll say this for Leonardo Scorpioni, that was massive. You know, you're the point leader coming into the weekend. You're leading the way. You qualify on pole. Everybody's like, oh, my goodness, what's going to happen in turn number 1? We saw what happened in turn number 1. Some chaos on the opening. We do the restart. We got chaos there as well. Drivers pushing each into the corner. Guys coming from left side to right side. The Gonzalez brothers get together. Far too messy for an end of the season race. Again, this is just me giving my opinion here because I hope and expect more out of these young drivers when we get so far deep into the season like this. You want them to maybe show what they learned throughout the year here in Portland, right? This is a great chance to display how well you can do.
Would love to be at the drivers' meeting tomorrow and see what they got to say about that.
Well, we don't have another drivers' meeting tomorrow, but what we do after all of our runs is we collect all the video cards from every one of the drivers in the paddock. That's the concept, right? So what happens is that at the end, through races here, there's going to be protests. There's going to be drivers that said a driver blocked or, hey, that wasn't my issue. On pit lane, what they do is your team calls into one of our pit techs. We have different pit techs up and down pit lane. They get the complaint. They call it up to race control. It's noted, timestamped kind of a thing. Go back and look at it with the video we have, but there's always in-car video. You know, like I always say, when there's 3 drivers involved, you hear from the first guy, get his version. You hear from the second guy, get his version. You hear from the guy in third and get the truth. Because the guy in the third or see his video, he's the one that was back there, and oftentimes the guy behind has the best shot of any incident. Now, the one we're talking about is the 3 drivers that were actually locked together into turn number 1, so maybe some of the outside video will be better. But indeed, there will be 100% a lot of review of the video. That race isn't going to be official for a while, I would expect, in terms of race control, because, of course, they're going to go right back into USF2000 here. We'll get those cars out here onto the grid when we can, and then from then back to the paddock, and everybody will be prepping things up for tomorrow, right? Because we're back on it again tomorrow bright and early to get things going for a Saturday. We do have our autograph session on Saturday, folks, as well. At noon, USF Juniors will be there. We'll follow that right up at 12:30 with USF 2000, USF Pro 2000. But we're on track at 10:20 tomorrow morning, right after IndyCar practice. So if you're coming in here for IndyCar practice, perfect timing. We'll set you up with some racing right after that. There's the rest of the schedule there with IndyCar qualifying at 11:35. Autograph, as I said, for 12 o'clock for the USF Juniors in the fan zone. We'll have both the 2000 and Pro 2000 drivers at 12:30 right afterwards, back-to-back essentially. Indy next to practice at 1:30. And then rolling through the remainder of the day, as I said, lots to go for us. 2:30 USF Juniors race number 2. Indy next will have their autograph session over in the fan zone as well. And again, rolling through the rest of the day, IndyCar back on track. USF 2000 back on track at 3:25. IndyCar practice 4:30. And then wrapping it all up at the end of the day. We got next qualifying, and late into the night, 6:20, USF Juniors will cap off the 2025 season. It'll be the last race of the year. We'll see whether or not Leonardo Scorpioni comes away as the champion, or does Liam Loiacono put his head down, win a race tomorrow, and keep it close going into the final race of the season.
It feels like a Saturday night at a small town track. We got that late start.
It looked like that, didn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
But we got that late start. You know, there's going to be a lot of people here tomorrow. It's a great day. It is fully packed. We thought today was busy. Tomorrow's actually busier than what we saw today. It is nonstop action on the track, and I am excited for that. If you guys are coming out, get here early, come hang out, enjoy it. The weather's going to be beautiful. If you don't have tickets, they're available online right now, raceportland.com. Saturday and Sunday tickets are still available. Easiest way to get out here so you don't have to deal with traffic, take public transit. The Max drops you off literally right at the West Gate. I got a bunch of friends coming out for their first race ever. They've never been to anything. They're coming on Sunday, and I said, listen, you're coming from the heart of downtown, hop on the Max. It's $5, drops you right off at the gate. We'll pick you up, take you right back to where you need to go. No issues whatsoever with any type of traffic. Super easy in, super easy out. It's the way to do it.
Yep, or parking.
Yeah. Parking is also available. We have shuttles, of course. You know, we have been talking about that. Our partners with Blue Star Transportation, they're driving around the shuttles. By the way, speaking of cool buses and technology, I grew up in Beaverton, just over the West Hills. 2 school buses from my home district, Beaverton School District, are hybrids. They have them displayed out here.
We've seen them out there,
in the
Bob. We went for the walk, yeah.
And it was great technology to see this. Now, I rode a bus for junior high and a little bit of high school before I got my driver's license and decided to, learn how to actually properly drive. But that technology was really cool. So, again, shout out to those guys for being here, but shout out to Blue Star for all of their shuttle stuff. We really appreciate everything that they do.
Yeah, we're looking forward to getting our cars out here momentarily for the drivers in USF 2000. We talked about the fact that we are here as the season finale, all part of the Continental Tire Grand Prix of Portland. 3 races for USF Juniors, 3 races for USF 2000, 2 races in the drivers in USF Pro 2000. They just qualified before the junior race. They'll race once tomorrow, and they'll race once after IndyCar as well on Sunday afternoon. The championships that are still up for grabs are juniors in 2000. Max Garcia got it done super early. A tremendous season. Did not finish outside the top 4. All those podium finishes for the young Florida driver for Pabst Racing. He ends up getting the championship done in Toronto. So a nice, easy weekend for him in Portland. I was trying to get him a couple things, but hey, no, I'm over. I'm talking to some guys over at the Indy Next paddock. We're like, off you go, because you've earned it. Getting a chance for Max Garcia to talk to teams to find out where he's potentially going to end up. But I'll tell you this, the cars are rolling down onto pit lane right now. Not sure whether or not we may go a bit early now. We'll see how that plays out. But the cars have worked their way down onto the front straightaway here. We'll wait to get them all into position, and then we'll look at the 17-car driver lineup with the drivers getting ready to roll. That championship battle, really. Only 3 drivers still in it. Jack Jeffers, Thomas Schrag, and Teddy Masello, the 3 drivers still in the championship fight here in USF 2000. A scholarship in that category. $405,000 to take to a USF Pro 2000 budget next year. Final drivers coming into position, and we'll get set to go. And have a look at the grid as we, again, are lined up. 17 drivers ready to go here in USF 2000. Let's have a look at the grid right now, starting on the inside of row number 9. His debut weekend, not only of the driver, but the team as well. Brand new operation, NV Motorsports out of California. We'll have Spencer Hancock in the number 21, starting in the 17th spot. He has found speed every session, getting better, getting where he needs to be. Good to see him. I want to get him through 3 races here, get all the laps done so he can line things up for 2026. Row number 8, we'll see the return of Vaughn Mishko, the driver from Michigan for D-Force Racing, a regular driver in the Mazda MX-5 Cup Series. The rookie made a run at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. Great to have him here as well for D-Force Racing in the number 17. He'll start 16th alongside his teammate Joshua Leonel out of Texas in the number 11. Leonel comes into this weekend sitting in a place to try to get into the top 10 in points. He's 12th right now. He had great speed in both testing and practice. Didn't quite get it done in qualifying. He's going to start 15th, but Leonel, I believe, with the pace to move a lot further forward. Jay Howard Driver Development Cars qualifying 12th, 13th, and 14th. They would have liked more than that for sure, as they have drivers inside the top 10 in points. Brad Majman out of Australia in the number 7, starting in the 14th spot. Majman in the 7. This is Timmy Carell out of the Pacific Palisades, California for Jay Howard Driver Development. Carell set to roll off in the 13th position. Carell comes in here 15th place in points and looking to grab a couple more spots before the end of the weekend. Right in front of him from Woodbridge, Ontario, Canada, in the Young Drivers of Canada machine, the number 9 of Anthony Martella, a winner earlier in the year on the Oval at Indianapolis Raceway Park. He's 8th place in points. He's had a couple of top 10s over the last number of races, right in the middle of a fight with Lucas Facuri for P7. Going now up into the inside of that row, starting 11th, inside of row 6, the number 13 from Sonoma, California, number 19 rather, is Christian Cameron. Cameron for VRD Racing in that number 19, starting in the 11th spot. We'll go now into the top 10, row number 5 on the outside for Synergy Motorsports. It is Eddie Beswick, the Australian, in the number 30. Second place finish on the streets of Toronto. They are really picking things up, having to go through all the learning curve early in the season. This is an Australian-based team that has set up shop here in the U.S. Great to see what they're doing, and I hope to see them continue on. Inside of that row from California, G3 Argyros for Pabst Racing in the Positive Beverage Machine. G3 Argyros, a winner here last year. He comes in here right now sitting 4th place in points. Work to do for him, but there's an opportunity for him to potentially reel in Teddy Masello for 3rd. So it is not done yet for G3 Argyros. He'll start 9th inside of row 5. Row 4, best start in the season for Ryan Janetta in the number 99 from Redondo Beach, California. Bad luck has plagued this young driver, but he has shown his sheer speed here this weekend. Great run. Ryan Janetta in the 8th position in the number 99. Looking for him to have a good result here. Into the inside of that row, Caleb Gaffera in the number 24 for Pabst Racing. Gaffera, a winner earlier this year as well. He's 5th place in points. He's had a really good run over the last 5 events. Just one finish outside the top 5, 3 podiums, and a win at Mid-Ohio. Gaffera really coming alive midway through the second half of this season. Go up to row number 3 from the outside, Sebastian Garzon for D-Force Racing in the number 12. He'll start 6th position in that Lucas Oil School of Racing machine. The driver to Bogota, Colombia, starting in the 12th spot. Evan Cooley in the number 90 for Exclusive Autosport, starting P5. There's Cooley right there. Speed to be able to work his way up front. He's 6th place in points. The further we get to the front, the further they get to the top of the points. Evan Cooley set to go from P5. Row number 2, this driver, another second-half phenom, Lucas Facuri out of Brazil in the number 91 XP Unique machine, the 42 HR Capital. He has been really strong second half of the season. It'll be a P4 outside row 2 start for the Exclusive Autosport driver. Now we go to the top 3 drivers. These are 3 drivers fighting for the first, second place in points, 3rd place in points right now from Orlando, Florida in the number 25 for VRD Racing. That is Teddy Masella. Masella starting in the 3rd spot. Front row, the drivers 1st and 2nd in the points. Outside of the front row on a tear. He's won the last 4 races in a row, 5 straight podiums out of San Antonio, Texas for Exclusive Autosport. That's the 92 of Jack Jeffers. He comes in here with a 51-point lead. 3 races to go. He could potentially clinch it today, but the driver he's got to beat is on the pole position. From Bethel, Ohio for VRD Racing. He's been on the pole here before. Great finishes here before. Thomas Schrag in the number 2, starting on the pole position. Schrag and Jeffers, row 1. Masella and Facuri, row 2. Cooley and Garzon, row 3. Gaffera and Janetta, row 4. Argyros and Beswick, row 5. Cameron and Martella, row 6. Carell and Majman, row 7. Lionel and Mishko, row 8. And Hancock on row number 9. Field pulling off the straightaway here on the pit lane. It's time to go racing for USF 2000. All right, there you go. The field has left the grid, and it is time to go racing for the first of 3 competitions here for the drivers in the USF 2000 category. 25 laps is this race, 40-minute time window. When we do eventually go pro racing, they're going to run 30 laps. So 25 lapper for the drivers here in USF 2000, and it'll be exciting to see how it all plays out. Listen, we've got 8 races for you, 7 still to go. We had a little look at USF Juniors, what the opening corners looked like. It was not pretty. It was not what we would have hoped for. A number of these drivers have been here before. That is the bonus here in USF 2000. Ideally, we'll have a little bit better cleanup. Let's have a look at the top 5 in points right now. Jack Jeffers up top with 353 points. 51 points ahead of Thomas Schrag, who starts on pole with 302. Just 5 points back is Teddy Musella. That's how close it is up for second and third. 297 for Teddy Musella. 37 points back for G3 Argyros. So he is definitely not out of potentially battling for third. Neither is Caleb Gaffera. Yeah, he is 54 points back, but there's 99 points up for grabs. And you never know what happens here. 17 cars on the grid. There's your top 5. And a fantastic racetrack here in Portland. Just under 2 miles in length. 12 corners. This last corner here, the 10, 11, 12 combination, so tricky. But it's the Festival Chicane that makes everybody take a deep breath and wait for them to get to turn number 4. 25 laps set to go. USF 2000 coming on the front straightaway. We are green, green, green. And the front 3 drivers gapping out a little bit, coming into the corner. Let's see if they're able to get through cleanly. Jack Jeffers going way to the outside. He's going to actually go all the way through. Big contact further back. I think Jack Jeffers may have got through cleanly. Lucas Fakuri is cleared out, and we've got 1 driver on the lid. So a number of drivers further back. I think Jack Jeffers may have gone to the lead. No, maybe not. That's one of the Jay Howard cars that's gone over. So a lot of contact coming into turn number 1. First, second, and third look pretty good. We do have a red flag right now on the racetrack. Obviously, we want to make sure we'll get everybody back into pit lane. We want to make sure we get our crew out there. That was a hard hit, we're being told, into turn at number 1. We'll get a chance to get a look at it when we can. But right now, we'll let the AMR IndyCar safety team do their job and get themselves to position. Red flag means that everybody will work their way back into pit lane right now. Lucas Fakuri was one of the drivers who got cleared out for sure. I looked there, I could see the rear wing of that car cleared right off. So drivers again will work their way around the track. There's the car there. Who else was involved? That is the number 23. Oh, are you kidding me? G3 Argyros. Remember, he's trying to battle for third place in points. That thing is crab walking all the way down the back straightaway. They're bringing the tow truck out, the Streps tow truck, not surprising. They got that 1 car back across and flipped back over. Lucas Fakuri is already up and out of the car and getting into the truck as well. The AMR crew right there with the driver. Anytime a car goes over like that, they're going to do the best they can. That driver's already climbing out. That is fantastic news there. Not quite sure. I can't pick the helmet up yet. That's going to be Timmy Carell. So Timmy Carell in the Jay Howard driver development machine, the Californian going over. That is great news that he's okay. He's going to be shaken up for sure. But nice to see both drivers climbing out, and that is, again, another testament to these race cars. We are so fortunate to work with such a fantastic organization and manufacturer like Tatis. So we are going to have a couple of looks at this, but again, shout out to Tatis for building that fantastic car. And when we added that halo back in 2022, just, man. So look a little bit further back. The front 3 or 4 drivers, Jeffers is going to go way to the wide sides. You know, someone's going to overcook it, come in here and climb over top of a rear wheel. Coming across the bow from left to right, one of the D-Force cars. Look at that rise from the back. They all stack up. And he goes over a couple times. That's a wild ride there for Timmy Carell as he climbed up the back of the drivers in front of him. When you do that, you're going to get jettisoned off. There's Jack Jeffers. He's trying to come back around. Look at the tail of the car actually rolling there. Jeffers is going to come back across and back out onto the racetrack. That was some chaos coming through there. But indeed, as everybody piles down in there, and for the first time trying to figure out the braking, here's another shot at it. You're going to see that Carell climbs over the back of someone. At that time, away he goes. Jeffers is around the outside here. There it is there. He climbs right over the back of Argyros. I can't believe that he didn't hit the 24 of Caleb Gaffera as well. So he climbs over Argyros, almost takes out Gaffera, and then clears out Lucas Facuri. Wow, so tough for Lucas as well. Great qualifying run for him. There's the machine of Carell. Again, listen, that's into the braking zone. Everybody else getting on it because normally it accordion effects a bit, right? The drivers, the leaders get in there. They're the first ones into the braking zone. They're the ones that say, okay, here's where we're going to go. Everybody else kind of braking a little bit. Both the VRD drivers, Schrag and Masello, were to the inside of the racetrack. So when you're in the inside, you have to brake earlier. You can't roll as much corner speed because you've got to get back across. So you're braking earlier. Jeffers went way wide. They obviously beat him from the outside of the front row. The two VRD drivers teamed up and kind of worked up the inside. Jeffers tried the outside run across to come across the bow to get to the back of the corner. But indeed, it's coming to the inside, the shallow line. Both Schrag and Masella had to brake early. Everybody else starts to accordion back. All right, we're going to get another look here from a different angle of this event, this crash down here in turn number 1 and 2. Yeah, that's a great angle because you're going to see what happens. You're going to see a good look at what's happening here with Jeffers can't make the corner. He gets too much understeer. You can see the crash later further back. Man, oh man. I definitely want to see another look at that one. Every time you see these, you kind of pick up different components of it. You can see Facuri to the right side, how he gets cleared out. So right over the top. Actually, another driver who had some trouble there, coming through that corner, full lockup and a sideways slide was Evan Cooley. In that number 90. You see that car, he had full wheel input into that as well. Here's the shot again from the far side. Look further back. Carell's already cleaning up top, and he just clears out the back of Facuri. It's not a hard hit on Facuri, thankfully. I'm glad to see Timmy Carell get out, but really Facuri just gets the rear wing cleared off, and the remainder of the damage is all the contact that he made with other drivers coming through. Wow. So red flag. Didn't even get one lap in for USF2000. Drivers coming hard from the back of the pack into the braking zone. And at that point, chaos ensues. So, wow, that's a couple of wrecks that we did not want to see here. Disappointing for sure in both USF Juniors and USF2000. We'll have to stack and repack this. Race control, have a look at it to line things back up once again. Wow. All right, we're gonna get another look here. I'm not sure if this might be a different incident or at least a different look at the incident. We'll have a look what we have here, folks, as they're bringing the cars back now. So this is right at the start. Oh, check this out. We got drivers into the wall at the very start. That's Cooley. I believe that is Cooley and his teammate Facuri going at it there. I want to say that potentially Cooley tried to get to the inside of Facuri coming up into the front straightaway. So that was a contact between the 90 and the 91 as they came down to get the green flag. Evan Cooley tucking to the inside. I don't know if there was enough room or whether Facuri came across, but watch this there. Boom. That is Cooley into the wall. He and his teammate Facuri going side by side right behind them. I'll tell you one thing, the 24 of Caleb Gaffera is going to have a good look at that. That's for sure. So some incident and some action early. Right at the start, Aaron Likens throwing that green flag. He's probably wondering what's going on. That's a lot of contact there. So there was not just one bit of contact there, was there? That was a lot to start the triple header here for the USF 2000 drivers, final 3 races of the year. Race control is going to have to look over the videos. They're going to have to figure out where everybody's going to line up. It was messy to be certain. Wow. So I hear over race control now that they're essentially sending down, I think, the order to pit lane so we'll get all the teams into where they need to be. Thankfully, we are the last race of the day. I'm looking at the clock. The clock is still at 40 minutes. We probably don't have to leave at any time soon. We could stay here for as long as we want, I guess. It is So being told we are going back to the starting order. So essentially, in karting terms, we would call it a full and complete restart. So with the chaos in turn number 1, we will go back to the starting order minus the cars that are have been damaged in this one. So we'll rack them and redo it again. So I'm feeling like, here's another shot at it here, folks. Let's have a look at this replay. There's Jeffers to the outside. He's trying to stay away from the chaos. Coming down the bottom, Schrag and Masella. There is the overbreak there for Cooley. He'll start into the contact. He does not make contact, but then, whoa, here comes right through. There's the car of Argyros. Wings are flying. The 11 of Jeshua Leonel, all up on the brakes as well. That must have caught him off guard with Carell flying through. You wonder whether or not that was just a driver who missed the braking zone. Did he get some contact in the back as well? Sometimes you'll just get close enough to a driver that's not really braking. You're just close enough, guys, that maybe that wing, that nose touches the tire of the driver in front of you, and just all of a sudden you climb over top. So it might have been just that just a little bit missed on the braking, and you climb up the rear tire, clear out the wing. And at that point, like Timmy Carell, you're along for the ride. So I'm going to say it'll be Schrag and Jeffers on row 1. In fact, we'll see whether or not they do a full restart or a single file restart. Let me have a look here to see what I've got from race control, potentially providing me with a little bit of insight here now. I got nothing now. Let me throw a quick message here. So Schrag, Jeffers, Masella. I think what potentially happen if teams, remember, it's a red flag. If teams want to work on their cars, they can pull them out. They're allowed to work on their cars, but they'll have to then start at the back of the pack. So if you make any repairs to your car here on the red flag, you can pull out, make the repair, and put your driver at the back of the pack. It will be a single file restart in the original order. So based on the drivers that I think will be able to continue, it'll be Schrag, Jeffers, Masella. I think, obviously, for Curie's out. Cooley could have damage. I'm not sure there. He made contact with the wall. Then we'll have Garzone, Gaffera, Janetta, Argyros very likely out, Beswick, Cameron, Martella, Majman, Leonel, Mishko at Hancock. Carell, as we know, is out. Facuri is out, as we know. There could have been more contact and chaos there as well. So I went into this race hoping that we'd be able to see these young drivers at USF2000, these veteran drivers who have been here before, second-year drivers, USF Juniors graduates. They were going to show everybody up. They were going to show you exactly how to get through the opening corner. That was not the case, and we had a massive wreck. Super glad to see both those drivers climb out of their cars. Again, both Lucas Facuri and Timmy Carell able to get out of those cars. The AMR IndyCar safety team quickly, of course, on to Timmy Carell. Lucas Facuri, contact, of course, from behind, ripped the rear off. I don't think it was that big of a contact for him. He got out pretty easily. But when you see a driver like Carell go over 3 or 4 times and contact with other drivers, not just a flip, not just a roll into the grass, but you're making more contact with other cars. We do have the halo, but you never know what could potentially get into that halo area. So very, very happy to me that both those drivers are okay. But I'll tell you, Bobby, Phil, exciting stuff. A little crazy there. What do you think?
Yeah, as you said, I thought maybe these guys would learn from what their younger brethren and sisters did in the first race, but clearly that was missed. But very exciting stuff. But let's touch real quickly, and we did this earlier. Shout out to the AMR safety team.
Oh, yes, for sure.
They were on the scene twice, and from what the replay we've seen, it looks like at least 1 or 2 rolls in that car.
Yep.
And thank God for the halo. It's designed. It did what it needed to do. But shout out to the AMR safety team on the scene immediately.
When you have a series like we do, sorry, Phil, when you have a series like we do at the Anderson Promotions, the 3 different levels, right? And all 3 of our race cars, it's the same carbon fiber tub. The exact same tub, we just hang different things off of it for the different series. We put a different engine in the back of it, right? So Anderson Promotions, there's 2 things that they can do, 2 of the things they do for safety. First and foremost is that race car that we essentially contract with Tatis, the Italian manufacturer. This is what we need. We run these cars on the oval as well, so they're a little bit different than this. It's essentially one of their F4 cars that they build. We have a double bulkhead in the front, in the footwell, because drivers could get into the wall. We want to make sure we have extra safety in the front. That's one of the extra things that we put on our cars. But Tatis does a great job with these race cars. The Halo has changed the landscape of racing. We've had a number of big wrecks this year, which I have 100% belief that the Halo, it could have been much worse, let's put it that way. And then, of course, we spend the extra money to make sure we have the AMR IndyCar safety team. The relationship that we have with IndyCar provides us with access to the AMR IndyCar safety team. And even when we do standalone events, guys, we bring the AMR crew with us as well. Phil, they're that good. And to have them there for our parents, for our drivers, that gives us that extra sense of comfort that we want.
Sure, and not just the Halo. We talked about it earlier today, that was a new addition option. But the safety of the car in general, to come apart like that and
that's how they're designed, right? All those all those parts with their shear points on the car, so if you wreck, it's not going to transfer the impact and the energy through. It'll shear off the corners of the race car. Everything is designed to shear and not put that impact, all that energy through to the driver. And of course, the seats they wear, you name it. But we're going to go green first time by. So, again, looking at the elapsed time, 26 minutes to go, as I'm saying. Looks like Evan Cooley, they made some repairs to that. I talked about the fact he tapped the wall. He's going to come back out at the tail of the field. It's not going to be that far back. He's going to be 14th. Lucas Facuri, G3 Argyros, and Timmy Carell out of this race now. So the tough one, of course, for G3 Argyros. He was only 36 points behind Teddy Musella with an opportunity to go into third. That kind of, I think, clears that out for him because there just won't be time. Maybe a little bit of time, but it's going to be tough for G3 Argyros. Schrag, Jeffers, Basella, Garzone, Gaffera, your top 5. Beswick 6th, Cameron 7th, Martella, Majman, and a Lionel. Lining them up to do it again. Number of drivers potentially had to make some repairs. I think one of them was Ryan Janetta as well. You can see some damage to the front of the 25 of Basella. Something happened there. Probably got in the back of Schrag's gearbox because there's a little of a punch out there. But we're going to go back to racing right now, and we're on it. Green flag flying, and we are set to go. It'll be the second lap in the books as we are now racing. A 25 lap for only 25 minutes. I don't know that we're going to get all the laps. And Jack Jeffers going to go to the outside right now. He's going to make a bid for the lead right now on Thomas Schrag. Not quite there. Schrag will go through the corner. A couple of drivers locking it up again into the corner. Do we get through cleanly? Everybody so far around that chicane. They turn 2. That's what we want to see. And we are back at it again. Front 3 drivers trying to pull away. And that'll be Jeffers second in that sandwich with Schrag and Masella. Schrag P1, Jeffers second, Masella third. Good start as well there for Sebastian Garzone. He's up into the 4th spot for D-Force Racing. We're finally underway. The single file start made it work. Ooh, a little lock up there further back. Anthony Martella having to look to the inside there in turn number 6, trying to see if he can't get by Christian Cameron. But single file start. Great work. We are underway. There's the number 99 of Ryan Janetta. Caught up a little bit of that as well. Not surprising. He was right in the middle of the chaos. So I don't know whether they made some changes or made some repairs to Janetta, but he's going to work again. He's going to pitch to the inside. There's Ryan Janetta making a move right there on the 17 of Von Mishko. So Janetta knows he's got a good hot rod here this weekend. He's on the inside. Janetta trying to make his move up now into the 12th position. Yeah, he'll get through cleanly. Good job there. Book it. Janetta through to get a spot. Thomas Schrag pulled away a little bit here. Jack Jeffers in the 2nd position. There's the drivers right behind him, Garzone and Gaffera. Caleb Gaffera, winner earlier this year at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. Really coming on strong second half of the season. He's putting the pressure on Garzone here now. Gaffera looking to try to see if he can. He may actually in this race be able to leapfrog over his teammate G3 Argyros for P4. And I wouldn't say Gaffera's got a long way to go to try to take 3rd place away from Teddy Basella, but again, you never know what will happen here. 25 lap the distance, but only 23 minutes remain. I think this will be a timed race. I do not think that we're going to be able to get the full race in. I talked to Rasmus Lint in the paddock. Didn't realize that the drivers in USF2000 were flirting with his track record, but he still has it. He was happy about that. Got it in Toronto as well. All right, let's see what we got for battling here. Everybody clean. Top 5 drivers are pretty close. Oh, there's Martella going to work on Christian Cameron. Right behind them as well as Eddie Beswick. Beswick may have been able to get by Cameron, actually. I think Eddie Beswick's moved up a spot. They picked that up visually. Yeah, there's the Synergy Motorsport car. Beswick up into 6th. Cameron 7th. Martella and Majman. Majman may have got a better run out of turn number 2 as well. Going to pull alongside his teammate. Martella 8th. Majman 9th. Lionel into 10th. Evan Cooley back on the racetrack. As I said, he may have been a little further back, so he's going to try to close back up with the tail of the field. But he's significantly faster than those in front of him. Ryan Janetta quicker than Joshua Lionel as well, so he's going to try to see if he can't get himself to 11th. There's Schrag, Cooley, Masella. Oh, yeah, there's the number 99 of Janetta. Closing now up in front of him is Joshua Lionel. Let's see what we get out of these drivers. I think Lionel actually able to get by Brad Majman. Great job for Joshua. Quicker in testing and practice. And there's Gaffera making the move by Garzon. Book it in turn 1. Caleb Gaffera goes to P4. Gaffera's going to go to work on Teddy Masella now. The Pabst Racing driver coming on strong here, second half of the season. Gaffera has been on the podium 3 of the last 5 races. He's been in the top 5 in 6 of the last 7. That is what I'm talking about when we're looking at second half of the season improvement for a rookie driver. Oh, a little contact there. Yeah, I knew one driver was going off coming out of that corner there through turn number 5 over to 6. We had the contact there. It's one of the D-Force cars were battling. That might have been a Lionel and Martella, I don't know, or a Lionel and Majman. Yeah, because Janetta's been able to get in front of Majman. He may be up into 9th now. Bring him across the line again. Schrag leads. Jeffers 2nd. 3rd, Masella. 4th, Gaffera. 5th, Garzon. 6th is Beswick. 7th, Cameron. 8th, Martella. 9th, Majman, or 9th, Lionel. 10th, Majman. Make it Janetta into 9th. Ryan Janetta up into 9th spot as he's able to get by Brad Majman. I would have to think that with all the bad luck that Ryan Janetta has had to deal with here in 2025, he is just itching to get up on that wheel, maybe drive with a bit of anger, with a bit of focus. I think back to Mid-Ohio at the start of the race where minding his own business, a couple drivers got together, spun the rear wheels, and he was just minding his own business, and the driver coming across the left cleared him out. And there was a couple of different incidents where Ryan was simply cleared out. Wasn't his fault at all. Drivers cleared him out, and damage and DNFs. And when you're a young driver who feeds off confidence, it's a killer. Just takes all the wind out of your sails. It's a young driver needs a good weekend here. No doubt about it. Janetta having a good drive, currently up into that 9th spot. He's going to be in a fight here with Brad Majman for sure, but they're inside the top 10. I don't know that he has the pace to run with Martella up front. Martella's got the draft as well, but Martella, yeah, he's kind of right up there with Christian Cameron. Not sure whether or not we're on the timed race or not here as of yet. 7 laps down, 18 laps to go, and shout out to Pabst Racing. They have got a new wing and a repair to the back of G3 Argyros. Now, here's what I'm thinking for Argyros. 9th place start. I would bet that they put fresh rubber on that car. I wonder whether or not it's good enough for him to potentially try to go out and get a faster lap. What do we got for lap times here right now? Fastest lap belongs to Jeffers at a 111.6. Qualifying was 110.9. Yeah, nobody close. No, that's not going to work at all. They're not going to put fresh rubber on, because if you got better than your second fastest lap, you could potentially move your way up in to a better starting spot. I'll say this for Janetta. That rear wing's a little askew. So the contact, they've done the best they can, but that rear wing for Ryan Janetta is kind of leaning a bit to the left. That's not going to help out at all. But he's still digging hard, which I like. So being told right now that we'll go the full laps or we'll go to 6:30. So that's going to give us about 24 minutes of racing. I like that. We've obviously got the permission from the promoters to go to 6:30. So that's going to be great. So if we're able to continue and go green, I think we're going to be able to get all the laps in here. That is fantastic. For those of you sitting trackside still enjoying it, lots of great racing tomorrow, as you know. Still 6 more races for the USF Pro Championships. Lots of IndyCar action, lots of Indy Next action. Our USF Pro 2000 champion from last year, Lockie Hughes, I believe he was second in Indy Next. I like that. Good to see him battling with Dennis Hauger again. So the field kind of settling in here now. Thomas Schrag looking to try to see if he can't get all the points on the day. Qualified on pole. Still needs to lead a couple more laps to get all the laps led. He's got 9 down. He'll have to get to the 13 point to be halfway through the 25 lapper. He does have the fastest lap of the race now, so potential 33-point run here. But Jack Jeffers is right with him in P2. Thomas Schrag knew coming into this weekend that for all intents and purposes, he needed to sweep the points. He needed 99 points. 51-point lead for Jack Jeffers coming in. Jack could finish top 5 in all 3 races. And Thomas can't do anything about it anyway. So for Thomas, all he can do is come in here and bang out all the laps. And we talked about that in the pre-race show, right? That to get the 99, you got to get the first one. That was pole. Then you got to win the race. You got to get all the laps. You got to get the fast laps. He's potentially looking at 33 points on the day here. We'll see whether or not he's able to hold on to that. He leads right now by 0.8 of a second. Jack Jeffers right there as well. Jack not letting him get away. I would expect, now racers are racers. I don't know that Jeffers is going to try to overcook it to try to see if he can't run him down. Because second place is huge right now for Jeffers. Thomas Schrag comes into this weekend with 302 points, with 99 points up for grabs if you sweep the weekend. And here's a fantastic over-under. Let's come back to this. Look at Caleb Gaffera going at it with Teddy Masella. Gaffera trying to get himself back onto the podium. Does he get it done over in turn number 4? Not quite. Bit of a wiggle. Here comes Garzone in as well. So second, third, fourth, and fifth not done. Oh, man. Caleb Gaffera ripping up the over-under, trying to come through turn number 2. Couldn't quite get it. Here comes Garzone to the inside. Book it. He'll make a move and get by over in turn number 6. Or is that 7? Turn 7, I believe. He's able to get to the inside. That's big. Gaffera left the door open a little bit. He was really trying to make it happen through there. Turn number 7 is the right-hander, leads onto the straightaway. Kick turn 8 down to turn number 9, and of course into turn number 10. And Garzone was there. That look at the gap that's given Masella. He almost lost the position last lap. I would expect Gaffera to go right back at him here. Yeah, Caleb Gaffera is going to go to the outside. Garzone going to pitch to the inside. This will be an aggressive run. Who's got the braking zone into the corner? Now Gaffera going to the over-under. Brake lock up. Here comes another. Oh, no, Gaffera's going to try to go on the outside at turn number 3. He's going to have the inside at turn 4. Oh, tight. Does he get him? He's got the inside. Book it again. Oh, this is good. Inside of 4. Inside of 5. Gaffera takes it back, but Masella says thank you very much. And he is up the road. Eddie Beswick closing behind the Garzone-Gaffera battle, as is Cameron and Martella. Look at them closing right up here as well. More than happy to fight for this one. All right, back to the championship battle here. We've got time, 20 more minutes still to go racing, and we've got another 14 laps to go. So Jack Jeffers comes in with 353, Thomas Schrag with 302. If Thomas sweeps the weekend, 99 points, which means he can get to 501. Or rather 401. So Jeffers in his mind says, I need 403. All I got to do is get to 403 and I can get the job done. Second place is 25 points. That puts him to 78 points. 78 points, which means all he needs, 78 to 01. That's what I'm talking about. 23 points, and you're there. And that's P2 again. Another second place finish, and Jeffers gets it done while Schrag continues to do it all. Put the hammer down. Thomas Schrag doing everything he can here with VRD Racing. Won a couple of times already this year. Number of podium finishes. Scored the victory at Indianapolis. One win at Road America. Just had issues in Toronto. 13th and 17th. Hit him hard after having a lead. Caleb Gaffera by Garzone now. Can he pull away at all, though? That's the key. Can he get back at it? There's Gaffera. Garzone. Right there, Beswick as well. Cameron, Artella, Majman. Ryan Janetta up on the wheel. Can Ryan get a top 10 finish here? Be a well-deserved run. There's more in that race car. He knows it. Look at that rear wing leaning to the left. Doing a great job here. Hustling that car around. I love it. Past the halfway point. Another bonus point for Thomas Schrag. Thomas Schrag looking to get 33 points in the opening race. Jack Jeffers, though, right there, P2. That's what he needs to do. Thomas Schrag, I believe, locking down P2 or P1 for the second race as well. Didn't get that look yet. I don't think anybody's going. Yeah, nobody's going any faster here in this race to potentially affect their points. It's Thomas Hancock's fast lap. Spencer Hancock, 13.3. He did a 13.2. Mishko did a 12.3. He did a 12.3. So these guys in the back are pretty much knocking out their same lap times as well, because they're learning, which is great. They're going faster. The leaders are off their time. 10.9 was a fast time for Schrag. His best lap at 11.1. So he's a couple tenths off his best lap. Man, we're not done with a lot of racing here, though, are we not? Look at these guys further back. This is good stuff as well. Evan Cooley trying to close up on Von Mishko. He turned his fastest lap last time by, and he's only 2.3 seconds behind Mishko. Did a 11.6. But about a half a second off the leaders now. Schrag still with the fast lap. Indeed, running here in P2. What's Jeffers looking to do it? They're on the radio. Okay, last lap you were 11.3. Any chance you could bang out 11 flat? Because we'd like to steal that bonus point away. Rest of the field streaming through. Janetta, Mishko, Cooley, Hancock. Spencer Hancock turned his fast lap there last time by. Good stuff for the NV Motorsports driver, making his debut weekend here. His first ever race in USF 2000. Gets 2 more chances to do it. One on Saturday, one on Sunday. There's your leaders through the festival chicane again. Thomas Schrag, Jack Jeffers. Schrag leading just by under a second now. Ryan Janetta to turn his fast lap. Good stuff. Like to see that as well. There's Gaffera. He has steadily pulled away from the 12 of Sebastian Garzone. Look, Garzone thinking about Eddie Beswick right behind him. Great recovery for Eddie Beswick. Let's put it that way as well. Eddie, 10th place, currently runs in 6th. Struggled a bit in testing yesterday. Coming off a great finish in Toronto, finishing 2nd. This team, again, as I said, has come alive kind of in the second half of the season. Beswick looking to see if he can't jump himself up into the top 10 in points. Some of the results that he's got over the second half of the season, I don't think really show the pace. That second place finish strong in Toronto. He got a little bit of luck with some incidents, but was able to get himself where he needed to be. Great stuff for sure. Jack Jeffers laid down an 11.21. He just gained a couple of tenths of a second. Are we going to have a fight for the race win? I just don't know that Jeffers would do it, but he's close. You've almost got to give it a shot at one point, right? Man, oh man. And they come back around. It'll be 8 laps to go. Jeffers is closing. Yeah, all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack goes Thomas Schrag. Jeffers is thinking about going to the lead here. He'll swing to the outside. Little brake lock up. Jeffers thinking about the over-under. He is there. The two championship battlers are on top of each other. And there's a long way to go. Little brake lock up there. Look at Jeffers. That car looks like it's coming alive. Oh, we're not done. I thought we may see these drivers cruise through. One driver had to make a cut through. That might have been the 99 of Janetta. Broke coming through. He may lose a spot there. Jeffers right on top, though. Oh, boy. Yeah, Schrag went down to an 11.8 last time by. Schrag lost about a half a second off his pace. Did he burn the tires up a little bit? Anything wrong with the car? Jeffers is going to keep pushing him. That little brake lockup we saw in one. That's what you do. You got to keep the pressure on to see if you can't get that brake to keep locking up. Jeffers looks good through turn 12. 18 laps going in. 7 to go this next time by. This time Schrag running the full race line. Remember last lap he was all the way down on the wall. Good stuff between two very talented American drivers. Yeah, I think Janetta may have lost. No, Janetta's still running in the 10th spot, I believe, across the lines. Got Evan Cooley rowing up on him here. Got to be tough for Janetta with that wing the way it is. Not going to give a sense of balance on that race car. 12 minutes to go. We got the 6:30 curfew. 12 minutes to go. 7 laps remain. Looking good to get the full 25 lap distance in here. Picturesque shot down the back straightaway here at PIR. There's your leaders. Thomas Schrag trying to see if he can't come away with those 33 points he wants to start the weekend. Jack Jeffers could lock in 25. He'd only need 25 more over 2 races to cap it off. But man, why not win it, right? Why not make a swing of 8 points? Because you're thinking about a 10-point swing. Taking the 30 away, adding 5 to yourself, it'd be a 10-point swing. Oh, he's putting so much pressure on Schrag here. Trying to force that mistake. Thomas Schrag's won a lot of championships in his days, karting, Formula Race Promotions F1600 Series, Championship Series, won a title there, won a lot of races. He knows this kind of pressure. Jeffers just pushing him, trying to get that little, all he needs is one mistake, drop a wheel. Right? Force him into that drop, lock the brake up again. Just give me that little bit. We know how tough it is to go through 10, 11, and 12. Right? One little miscue coming through there. You're not on the throttle as early. And you're going to lose it down the straightaway. Jeffers right with him. This is mano a mano. This is the 2 championship contenders. Gloves off. There's still 2 more races to go. Schrag racing for his life, trying to see if he can't hold on to an opportunity. Both these drivers racing for their careers. Let's put it bluntly, neither of these guys have the money to be able to keep going. They need the scholarship to make it happen here. But again, for Schrag, he needs all the points. Every point he could possibly get. Jeffers is just trying to get 50. He needs 50 points over 3 races and locks it out. That gets him to 403. In fact, he only needs 49 points. He needs to get to 402 because Schrag can only get 99. So he needs 49 points over 3 races. Schrag has all of them so far, 33. But again, if Jeffers only needs 49, he could get 25 here. He'll only need 24 over 2 races. Finishes second tomorrow, it's done. But again, trying to force the issue here. Further back in the pack, some great racing as well. Christian Cameron putting a lot of pressure on Eddie Beswick for P6. Good job for Christian. He has not left the gearbox there either. It's going to give Garzone a little bit of room, breathing room. Beswick was going to put the pressure on there, but the minute you have to think about what's behind you, it's hard to always focus forward. Christian Cameron putting a lot of pressure on Beswick. Behind them, looking to clean things up, Anthony Martella. Leaders back into 1. 4 to go. 4 laps remaining. Lots of racing tomorrow, as we know, for the USF Pro Championships. Our autograph session at 12 o'clock tomorrow for juniors, 12:30 for Pro and 2000. First race for USF Pro 2000 right after IndyCar practice at 10:20. 2:30, we'll have the command to fire engines, get the green flag for USF Juniors Race 2. 3:15, I'll start driver introduction for USF 2000 Race 2. We'll cap the day off at the end, all the way down at about 6 o'clock. We'll start the broadcast Pacific time for the final race of the season for USF Juniors. Jack Jeffers continues to push here. 3 laps remaining. Oh, another brake lockup from the right front. You know that Schrag's doing whatever he can to take care of that tire. Once you've locked the brake up and got that little flat spot, it always wants to grab every time back around. If you're a little too hard on the brakes, it wants to grab that flat spot, and it keeps eroding it and eroding it, flattening it even more, and it just wants to grab every time. Strong drivers like Thomas able to kind of control that. You roll off it when it starts to break. You see it again there. Just a little lockup, but he'll roll off it quickly. Jeffers can see it as well. He knows it. He knows what's going on. He knows what he's trying to see if he can do. These 2 drivers have battled it all year long. 5 wins for Jeffers, 2 wins for Schrag. They've essentially split the victories on the season. Liam McNeely, the young Englishman, won the first 5 races of the year. He'll go pro, USF Pro 2000 in 2026. Schrag and Jeffers, 2 laps remaining, 23 laps down. Yeah, we're going to finish a little bit early on that 6:30 curfew. Man, Jeffers gets close coming through 1 and 2. Further back, there's Caleb Gaffera, Garzone, Beswick, Cameron still putting the pressure on. Martello right there. Evan Cooley able to slip by Ryan Janetto, so Cooley goes into 10th, Janetto 11th. Schrag with the fastest lap of the race as well, an 1:11.19 for the bonus point there. And he's got to get the 99 essentially to do everything he can to hold off Jeffers, who only needs the 49 points to lock it down at 402 total points. Schrag can only get to 401. He's doing all that he can do right now. One to go. White flag at start finish for Thomas Schrag. One more time through the festival chicane here. No lockup this time. Got a little bit of room to work with. No real battling on the track except maybe the Beswick and Cameron run, whether or not Christian tries to send it here in the final lap. Christian Cameron coming in here at 13th in points. A solid 7th spot would be nice for him. He's got a chance of moving up potentially into at least 12th, maybe even fighting for the top 10 this weekend. There's that lockup again. You wonder whether or not Jeffers is maybe backed it off a bit, put a lot of pressure on for the last 7-8 laps of this race, knowing that he can come in and get 3 top 5s and walk away with it. A second place finish would be a huge step towards getting the championship done tomorrow. A P2 finish tomorrow gets it done. But with the checker flag here, again, he has to win all the points. He's doing it now. 3rd win on the season in USF 2000. Thomas Schrag from VRD will take the victory. Schrag with the win. Just under a half a second at the line. Jack Jeffers coming home P2. Teddy Masella in 3rd. Trying to think whether or not, no, that's not going to eliminate Masella either. He's still in the fight from P3. 22 points there for 3rd. Caleb Gaffera, strong run to 4th. He's going to jump up, I believe. Gaffera could very likely jump up into the 4th spot in points. His teammate finished down in 15th. Tough one for G3 Argyros. Gaffera in 4th. Sebastian Garzon ends up in 5th. Eddie Beswick in 6th spot. Christian Cameron in 7th. Anthony Martella in 8th. Brad Majman in 9th. Evan Cooley in the 10th spot. Remember, Evan involved in the incident. He and his teammate Lucas Mercuri with some contact on the front straightaway. He elected to make some repairs to the car during the red flag start at the tail of the field and battled his way back up into the top 10. Evan Cooley, who is in 6th in points, probably going to lock that position down. There you have it, folks. Your unofficial results for race 1 for USF 2000. Thomas Schrag, Jack Jefferson, Teddy Masella will be the drivers we'll see on the podium here momentarily. Gaffera and Garzon, 4th and 5th. Beswick, Cameron, Martella, Majman, and Cooley round out the top 10. Finishing in the 11th spot was Ryan Janetta. 12th, Von Mishko. 13th, Spencer Hancock. 14th, Jeshua Leonel. 1 lap down, and they got it back out on the racetrack. But G3 Argyros able to knock down a bunch of laps. We'll look for him to battle it out again tomorrow. G3 will start much further up in the field than where he finished today. First one done. The start, disaster. Drivers over. Nice to see both Lucas Mercuri and Timmy Carell get out of their race cars, especially Carell after that nasty flip up there in turn number 1 on the opening start where he climbed over the back of G3 Argyros and then essentially was along for the ride at that point. After that, single file restart, complete restart, and green to checker. So tremendous job there for the USF 2000 drivers. Always tough. Number 2 at Thomas Schrag, rolling into the end of pit wall in the pit lane as your winner. Like I said in the pre-show when he and I talked about that, he needs 99 points, right? Anytime he's not getting full points on a race, he's opening the door for Jeffers to lock it down a little more easily. Qualifying on the pole was the first bonus point. Ends up winning the race for 30. Bonus points as well. But Jeffers doing exactly what he needed to do. He can finish second all weekend long and get the job done. In fact, Jack Jeffers finishing second place tomorrow will lock down the championship. He only needs 45 points. Jeffers coming home in second. Put a ton of pressure on at the end of that one. And, man, I wondered whether or not he was going to have what it took to maybe send it in there. Because you think about that. If he takes the lead away, that's a 10-point swing. Because Schrag goes from gaining 8 to losing 2. Thomas, great job for him there today. 3rd win on the season for Schrag, bouncing back from a tough run at Toronto. We'll get him out of the car here momentarily, and of course from there, once the drivers are out and weighed, we'll get them over to the victory lane for celebrations. I'll have a chance to talk to all 3 of those drivers before we pass out some hardware. Those of you leaving the racetrack now, look forward to having you back here tomorrow. It's going to be a great day. Lots of racing throughout the weekend here. Grand Prix of Portland. Here he comes, Thomas Schrag. Another win on the season. Big one for him. 33 points on the day. Fantastic drive as his team owner, Dan Mitchell, in there. Team manager Jacob Loomis as well. Did everything they possibly could to get those 33 points they needed. But as I said, big run for Jack Jeffers. Second place in points, 25 markers. He only needs 25 more to lock down this championship. A second place finish tomorrow for Jack Jeffers will clinch it. But again, 2 more races to get to 25 points. Great stuff for sure. Drivers heading in. Bobby Corser, I'll be back up here when we're all said and done. I'll let you I'll cap the broadcast off from down there. Fill up for me a little bit here. It is time to go down and talk to these three drivers. Race number 1, celebrations for USF 2000.
Phil, that was an absolute spectacular race. Obviously, red flag, big crash at the start. But, man, what a race.
Outside of the start, and boy, they were close at the last 10 laps.
Yeah.
Didn't know if there would be a change or not, but wow, can't get any closer than that, can't get any better than that.
Right, I thought
other than the start.
Right, and I thought Jeffers had a legitimate shot a couple times. You saw how close he got up on the back of Schrag there going through the festival curves. Man, but race 2 of the day did not disappoint. Race 1 also did not disappoint. And we are just getting started. We've got 2 days left of all this on-track action. I'm super excited. These guys back on track tomorrow. We got a race early, and we got a race that is going to, really kind of just set the tone for the day.
Gates at 8:30,
and we get going right after at 9 o'clock. So it's going to be a very fun day tomorrow here at PIR. It's Go Fast Day for the Indy Next Series and of course the NTT IndyCar Series. They'll qualify. We'll have the Firestone Fast 12, Firestone Fast 6. Figure out who's going to be the pole sitter for the BitNile.com Grand Prix of Portland presented by Ask ROI. But, man, I'm telling you right now, the bumblebees, the busy bees as I call them, did not disappoint today. Great to see USF Pro.
That's why a lot of fans still hung around.
Yes, and they did. So shout out to everybody that's here. Traffic definitely getting better as we approach about 6:30 here on a Friday night. Hopefully it was Friday light out there on the roads today. But, man, we are so happy that you guys are hanging out with us. Come check out the Holiday Inn. Just one exit up. Make sure to stop off, grab a beer, grab some dinner, enjoy the views of the Columbia River Inn, the Holiday Inn up there. It's a great spot, and so glad that they are involved with us each and every year. So let's show it down to Rob Howden in Victory Circle. Rob, take it away.
Thanks, Bobby. Let's wrap things up down here from Victory Lane. USF 2000 run 3 races. The first one's in the books. Teddy Masella, good run for you. Chaos on the very first start, but once you guys got going, you settled into a good groove.
Yeah, I mean, got damaged with the front nose cone. That came off at the beginning of the race. So just had mega understeer. So P3 is a good result, just consolidating all the points I was able to do. So good race for me.
So you'll make the car better for tomorrow and come back and challenge for that race win?
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, that's the plan. So, yeah. Just the nose cone. So if with that on, I think we'll be right up there with them. So
congratulations on a great run.
Thank you.
Third place in points pretty much locked down for Teddy Masella. Jack Jeffers, let's grab you here right now. Jack, big one for you. Obviously, you got close to Thomas at the end of that one. I'm like, is he actually going to try to send it at the end? You need 49 points. That's all you need to win this championship. 25 today. Second place, a big run for you in race 1.
Yeah, it was a good run. We got close at the end there, and I was thinking about it, but I was also balancing risk versus reward. And I had Lou and Braden in my ear just telling me, be smart. Like, not necessarily don't go for the move, just be smart and really weigh out your options. And so I thought about it a couple of times, but then I was like, it's not worth it because at the end of the day, he has nothing to lose and I have everything to lose. So played it a little bit on the cautious part, a little bit smarter. Bummed because we all come here to win. But I'm happy with it. And, yeah, we move on to tomorrow.
We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Let's grab the driver here who ends up with the win. Let's get Thomas Schrag. Come over with me, friend. We talked about it in the pre-race show. You had to get 99 points. You got the first one, obviously, in pole. You win them all this time. Fast lap of the race, 33 points. You're doing everything you can do. Just tell me about the race a little bit. Just a really strong run again for you.
Yeah, just starting from pole last year. I blew turn 1 in the wet, so made sure I didn't do that. I got hit from behind, but just kept focusing forward, It's all we could really do is win races and just see how the championship falls, so... we'll come back at it tomorrow. I think we're starting 4th, but we have a quick car. And I was impressed on how well the car hung through 25 laps. That's the first time that the car has really stayed there for me. So good progress for VRD. And, thanks to Dan and all the guys, Doug Mockett, Airport Electric Service, Boys and Girls Club of Greater Cincinnati.
Any concern with that right front? It was locking up a little bit, but you were taking care of it. I can see that.
No, not really. I don't really care if I lock it or not. I'm just trying to bomb it in the corner and, just kind of keep the men speed up.
Hey, well done. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Yep. Thank you.
Thomas Schrag, folks, you can't ask for much more. He's got to get every point he possibly can. 33 into the race here, so a great job for him. Thomas Schrag gets the race win. Let's pass out some trophies here to cap off the day. Again, it's been a long one already. We've been here for 12 hours. Good to see these drivers out here racing away. Let's, again, get things rolling. We'll start with the driver coming home in 3rd spot today, locking down P3 in the championship. That is Teddy Masella. for VRD Racing. Finishing in the third spot here today. Great job for Teddy Masella. Finishing in second, like I said, needs 49 points total to win this championship. A very wise and mature run. Finishing in second from Exclusive Autosport, Jack Jeffers. Finishing in second place today. Late pressure. He's P2. But it's a third win of the season. The driver has to come in here and win all the points. He's done it so far today. For VRD Racing, the winner, put your hands together for Thomas Schrag. Awesome drive for Thomas. Like he said, bombing it into turn number 1. He's going to start fourth for race number 2 tomorrow. So we've got some elbows up for that race for sure. But again, the USF2000 drivers, after that opening lap chaos, lining things back up and put on a show, going green to checker to cap off the day's action here at the Grand Prix of Portland. And again, this championship is going to come down to tomorrow or race number 3 on Sunday. Great stuff for sure. Tightened up a little bit, but again, awesome racing. VRD putting 2 drivers on the podium here today. Exclusive Autosport, of course, with Jack Jeffers. Some really good racing from 4th on back as well. We saw some really good drives. Evan Cooley able to get himself back up into the top 10. We saw good runs as well for Caleb Gaffera and Sebastian Garzon, Eddie Beswick. Just some really good runs for drivers to cap off the season, no doubt about that. But again, we wrap things up here from a long day at the Grand Prix of Portland. 2 more still to come. Packed Saturday, packed Sunday, as we know. Of course, the IndyCar race. And if you are here trackside, we will be racing in USF2000, USF Pro 2000 after the IndyCar race. So don't worry about getting in the traffic. Just come and join us here at the track, and we're going to have some fun capping things off on a beautiful Sunday. It'll be a warm one for sure, as we know. But again, we'll wrap things up here. Trophies are done. These guys, you know you got to wear your suits. Don't be bowing on each other right now. Grip it and rip it, guys. Let's have a little fun. Let's spray some champagne. Great work by Thomas Schrag, getting a fantastic victory here today. Schrag with the win. Jack Jeffers coming home in second, and Teddy Masella rounding it up in third. The first of 3 races in USF 2000 are done and dusted. 1 tomorrow, 1 on Sunday. Championship could be won tomorrow. We'll see how it all plays out. Folks, thanks for tuning in. We do appreciate it. All of those of you on the YouTube channel. But again, on behalf of Anderson Promotions and Continental Tire, my name's Rob Howden. Bye for now.